Hello everybody and welcome to day number 2 of the Riyadh Masters 2023. How are you doing and are you excited? Because you bloody well should be. We've got the playoffs pretty much, play-ins pretty much concluding today. I mean, we're going to know a lot and we already know a fair bit as well. But of course, I know I got T-Gov with me today and we got some banger matches coming up. But of course, first, let's refresh, because what are play-ins, T-Govs? All right, not everyone will know.
You're hitting me with the question. It's like homework time. All right, okay. So I've done my research, all right? Of course, the play-ins are the bit before the group stage, and the group stage is then the bit before the playoffs. So the play-ins, it's the top 2 teams go straight towards it. Why are you doing this to me? Like we have cool stuff for this, Nomad. Why are you forcing my hand? The point is, this format allows for a crazy amount of Dota. The fans, they suddenly need to invest in 12 new monitors to get it all kind of going on at the same time. And yeah, just more Dota is very cool. So that's the answer, Nomad. It's just cool, all right? Don't put me in a weird position like this. I've not been
throwing you under the belt. For, like, no, 1 minute
I've been run over. Like, I'm not happy, but go on. Okay.
Perfect. That's the kind
What's
of
the prize pool,
I want to cast.
What does first place get, Nomad? How about that?
First place gets 5 million.
Yeah, you're looking at your notes, mate. I can see your eyes moving.
Yeah.
Okay, what does last place get? Last place?
Nothing.
Wrong. This tournament, we also reward participation. 50k, mate. $50,000 to the people who come 17th to 20th. So there you go. Homework time over. Let's get back on track, Nomad. Yeah. Right.
Let us indeed. Well, okay. I mean, there's some pretty notable things about this structure. So as you can see, we're starting things up with the play-ins where we have Group A and Group B. Of course, we all watched that yesterday. 45 games yesterday, by the way, or 45 series. 45 games. It was pretty insane. 12 teams obviously playing in these play-ins, and then we have my favorite part, the play-in playoffs, where the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th teams will play against each other from different groups, and then the 4 winners will go through. The 4 losers are gone, T-Gov. It's particularly brutal for those 4 players, but for those 4 teams. But
4 players,
the breaks.
They get axed mid-tournament. But no, I love this. It's a lot of Dota. It's a lot of intense kind of play, and no, I kind of like it. Of course, our play-in teams here in Group A, we've already got a lock on who's automatically invited. That is going to be Liquid and Aster, who we're going to be seeing later today. And the other 4 teams who are all kind of like the regional best of the rest invites, how the system worked, they will be fighting out in that mini playoff stage to get to that next stage, which will be the kind of the meaty section, right? Again, so after this play-in, we have a whole other group stage to play. But again, no teams here you see on the screen are currently out of the running. They still have that kind of lifeline to go down, and of course, if they are to succeed in that lifeline, this is what they're going to be going into: another group stage, another battle. And again, this is now like the real test, right? You got Gaming Gladiator, your PSGs, your Spirits, Tundras, Bet Booms. Like, these are like the meaty teams that have been holding the fort down for so long. But yeah, we'll see if any of these kind of play-in teams can start showing us up. Of course, Liquid's probably the one team that you expect to do super well, but everyone else, maybe they can surprise us.
And maybe they can make their way all the way to the top and get their share of the $5 million prize pool. Holy moly, a total of $15 million being distributed amongst all of these teams. A huge prize pool up for grabs here. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, very exciting stuff. And of course, everybody's going to want a piece of that pie. Who's going to make it? We have no idea. But we know very often with these kinds of things, it is the teams that come out off the early stages. When we had last chance qualifiers for the international, we had some teams making some very, very deep runs out of that. So yeah, this is going to set a lot of teams up for success, and this is what we've got coming up on today's stream. So we're going to start things off with a very exciting series. Possibly it is Team Liquid versus Team Aster. Liquid. Well, they are in the lead technically, but we'll see if they manage it. And then we've got Beast Coast versus Quest, and then we've got some playing games coming up after that as well. So of course, those are going to be some very important matches where we'll be finding who's going to qualify and who's going to get eliminated from the tournament early on. So very hype matches indeed, T-Governor. Very, very quickly, I'd like your prediction for Beast Coast versus Quest.
Quest? I mean, Quest are basically the team that if they can get the 2-0, they're automatically top 2 into the group stage, and Beast Coast, they're already only 2 wins to the name, right? So I think if stats alone dictate that Quest should be the one taking that series, but who knows? Beast are the ones who are hype.
Yeah, yeah, it could happen. It could happen. All right, so let's reframe for our first series of the day. Then it is Team Liquid versus Team Aster, of course. And yeah, the reason I say this might be a hype series, it also might be an entertaining series. I mean, we know it's going to be an entertaining series either way. However, both of these teams are currently first and second, and no other team can change that. Which means that this series kind of counts for nothing.
Put it bluntly,
Tina.
there we go. It means literally nothing. And I'm perfectly fine saying that this part of the stage of the tournament, because we got the whole another group stage after. So for me, like, this is going to be pride, fun, and kind of, I think at this point, a lot of people will be like, oh, they can do anything crazy. No, I think they'll maybe push the boundaries slightly with like one hero concept or something, but you're not going to see, like, let's say Liquid run it down mid with 4 heroes mid laning, you know, like, they're not going to do dumb stuff, right? But I'd like to see them maybe be a little bit more kind of relaxed in the draft, where we get to see that, how about we try this in the pro game, or, you know, we'll see how it unfolds. But already the respect towards Kaka is here. Lion is slowly becoming the hero of the tournament, and of course Kaka is one of the best Lions. They first picked it previously, and he's only played, what, Rubik, Lion, and Snapfire so far, so will they ban out another Kaka hero? Who knows?
Who knows? Yeah, it's the targeting. It's very common. There have been some notable differences from this event compared to the Bali Major, though, because we can kind of look at the stats already. You know, we've had a lot of games. We had 45 games, which is a decent pool to look at considering stats. So I think the biggest ones are like Morphling going down from 67% of contest rate at the Bali Major down to just 45% of this event, which is a drop of 50%. That's insane. Medusa from 82% to 46%, and Pugna, the biggest fall, from 79% to just 6% of this event.
Dude, I'm down
Poor
for
guy.
that. It's all good. But like, when you think about win rates and stuff, right? I think if you look at pick rates or like contest rates, Darkseer for me is like, that's a like 45% contested hero to now so far in like a single day of Dota, right? But 36 matches, 3/4 of the games have had him picked or banned. That is ludicrous. Like, this hero he didn't even get touched in the patch after the major, right? And even in 7.33, he had like, he got like delicately like slight nerfs, but the concept of these big agi carries being so prevalent, yeah, that's potentially like the hero of this this tournament. Like, Lion and Darkseer are the two that are like rising up throughout the kind of the chaos of previous tournaments.
Yeah, and another one who's kind of raising popularity a lot we're seeing here, it's the Undying. He was the highest contested hero yesterday, 90%. So that's pretty cool. He went from 5th highest at Bali to number 1 highest in this event, so the Riyadh Masters. So that's cool to see. You know, he's getting his moment in the sun. And yeah, Io is probably a hero we should be talking about a bit more, because
No, we. All right, no, man. All right.
we witnessed some shit yesterday.
We witnessed some real stuff. But to give context, of course, there was like 45 games yesterday. One of the games that we got to witness was Virtus Pro attempting to run the carry Io, which subsequently ended with them losing, and I think the Io got like 1 kill to his name or something. It was a very unfortunate scenario, but the difference here for Aster, same thing with Liquid. If either of these teams were to pick up Io, they often pick it for the accelerant of the Storm on mid, the Leshrac. Like, again, you got Sumo and Aster, right? Storm, Leshrac, all these heroes love to thrive on the Io. So luckily, for our viewing pleasure, this will be a supporting Io and not the carry that we unfortunately had to witness yesterday.
Yes, yeah. I mean, you know, I'm all down for some interesting strategies, but yeah, it didn't work. It didn't work. The drawing board.
It happens.
Yeah. But one thing to mention, this feels like a very sweaty opening from both of these teams. So it feels like both teams coming into it, you know, did they want to take first place in these groups? That's it. As simple as.
Yeah, and again, it means, I believe, nothing. Maybe I get corrected, but I don't think there's any seeding chances. I believe that the Group A goes to Group B, etc. Like, there's no if first you get to choose or anything. I will double check that after this first game just to make sure, but I'm pretty sure that is how it stands. So yeah, they are playing for that pride. And I mean, the thing is, it's like, how often do teams say that teams that get to play more often do better, right? We saw at TI, like you mentioned in the pre-show, and it's the same thing here. Like, there's no reason to let off your guard just for the fact that you know that 2 games don't mean anything. Because if you play your best and you find a weakness, and that weakness could allow you in the future to then go, okay, we're not going to make that mistake again, and that could be, let's say, the grand finals game, right? So there's no reason to ever, let off the pressure in a tournament, even though you're in a good spot.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And we've seen this as well. You mentioned TI. I mean, Team Liquid were one of those teams. They went from the last chance qualifiers all the way to was it them? Oh no, it's Secret who went from last chance qualifiers all the way to second place.
Yeah, Liquid was the one spot beforehand.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, incredible runs, and yeah, it all starts from the LCQs, which this is very similar to. So yeah, fun to watch, and we'll see how deep these teams are able to carry it, and absolutely taking it full seriousness this series, which again doesn't mean a whole lot, but you want to get those wins, got to get those practice, take every game seriously. That's kind of the new meta evolving in Dota over the last couple of years, so not really surprising to see it.
I love the bans as well from Aster though. Like when you open up with this Leshrac, you're taking away 2 of these big kind of foundational heroes that when Leshrac's trying to get through the ranks, when you have the Drow hitting you from distance, even with the Ags, the Terrorblade with the Skadi, like it's so difficult to actually get on top and stay on top. So yeah, these are 2 high value bans, and Mars, any big AoE against IO, and also like cheap AoE, because like Arena isn't as awkward as going for like, let's say, a black hole or something, right? It's like you throw it down, and also with your shard to get the double spear, IO is naturally quite close to these heroes. So yeah, I think 2 insane carry bans, and then just a nice casual, yeah, Mars would look pretty good, especially because Liquid happily puts Timbersaw into mid lane, unlike other teams where they might be a bit more regimented with it. But yeah, good ban so far.
And we're going to get a Slark coming out from Aster. Man, Aster are showing their hand early, my goodness. Going for the Leshrac third, the Leshrac second and the Slark third. That's kind of crazy. But then we'll see both their supports as well. The IO and the Batrider coming out for them. Most presumably, anyway, support Batrider because you've got the Leshrac. So, yeah.
Oh, I mean,
very aggressive.
And I don't mind it because Liquid also have shown their hand quite handedly as well. Oh, God, that was so bad. Because Aster, it's like, you see this Timbersaw first phase, and now you've got a Batrider. Even if a support will be annoying for Timbersaw in the game, as long as you get levels, Slark should have a good lane. You see these double supports, you just don't care, right? You're a Slark. There's no control for you.
Yeah.
So like, Slark's going to have a good time. Bat's going to be a nuisance to this potential Timbersaw. Can also buy Yules if you need to deal with the Ags and get that Dispel to break his reactive. So I think overall Aster, they are drafting with quite a loud presence, but it doesn't matter because of how Liquid kind of conceded themselves of how weak they were with their lineup so far. Ember, of course, pretty good pickup in regards to giving the heroes for 4 purpose, because Timbersaw is now the body, Kotal's amplifying the Ember to throw out more slights. The real concern is they just don't have that winning game factor right now for Liquid. So already the Medusa getting banned out, Liquid is very much in a difficult position to find that this will be, throughout all the noise we create, X hero will win me the game.
Yeah, I think so. I'm a little bit interested in this Batrider pick. Like, I feel like Snapfire was free, and that would give you some tombstone killing. That would give you a little bit more escape from the Timbersaw. Cooking interchange ain't bad if they couldn't see the Ember back then, but I mean, I guess Batrider's just kind of a flavor pick for them. Something they like playing around a bit more. Gives them a more reliable lockdown than the Snapfire does as well.
It could also just be some offlane Batrider, and we see mid Leshrac, and then Kaka's going to play some like different type of 4 potentially, because like you want Io and Slark to be in the same lane, right? Because then you have the health gain, the attack speed gain, like it just amps up the Slark. And then when Slark's had a good time, you then push the Io to mid lane, and then Io Lesh naturally plays out their game. So I feel like for this Batrider at least, it's like, it's a cool pick just for the fact that it can be 3 or 4. The bans right now from Liquid are for 3s. I think I would want to see Batrider 4, but I could see a world where it's like, we just put it 3, who cares? And then they get some Clockwork S-style 4 who just exist in the game, but everyone else is going to be doing all the heavy lifting.
Yeah. And I'm starting to get worried, like, I feel like a lot of times when we see this early IO...
boss, just so you're aware.
Okay. A lot of times when we see this IO, it's kind of not uncontested, but, you know, that they don't really answer it too heavily, but Liquid have absolutely answered it. Like, the Timbersaur's already a decent pick against it. Ember Spirit as well, so the amount of poking and prodding damage and the amount of damage you're going to take just by being next to this Leshrac or this Slark is going to be pretty severe. So we're going to need some good stuff. And it'll be Darkseer coming out from Team Aster. Okay, this hero has been raising in popularity quite a lot, and I've been enjoying it.
Yeah, and Batrider, of course, is a very aggressive support, so even though it's a ranged hero, it will give Darkseer still laning purpose, because you now have Flame Break plus Vacuum, Iron Shells. Like, it's super annoying to play into. Sure, Undying is an absolute GOAT anti-aggressive laner, right? So I think Undying should probably do a little bit of work there to deal with that. But for Liquid, quite a quick pick here. Didn't even think about it, and they go for this Muerta.
Ooh, okay.
When we're mentioning heroes that have that X factor, right? That scaling, Muerta is one of those super greedy heroes that needs 2 or 3 items to really pop off, but once she gets there, she can devastate every fight. It's just the window of her farming is exploitable, and that's where Aster will need to look to, can they make the moves to prevent Muerta from hitting her triple item timing of, oh god, no, she's just destroying everyone.
Yeah. Now, there is one thing I'm very concerned about for this matchup, and that is the Darkseer. Darkseer is pretty damn good versus Muerta. You know, when you make an illusion of Muerta when she's in her ultimate, it has her ultimate. So it
does.
Yeah, sure. It does.
Okay.
It's kind of scary, honestly. So I hope that they're ready for that. But otherwise, yeah, like pretty cool Muerta game. You know, they just needed bang bang shoot lots of damage, and Muerta absolutely delivers that as carry.
Yes. But also, I think the other thing for Liquid is they've put of course, Timbersaur into offlane because you have this Ember mid. So now you're going to have Timbersaur into an IO Slark lane. That's going to be potentially quite awkward, I think. And for me, it's like Liquid, they need to find a way to get their heroes through the laning phase, and then they'll be fine. If they don't get through laning phase, like you have Sumo Leshrac, some Mono Slark, like these heroes can just really break your jungle before you get to play it. So yeah, I think Liquid, the first 10 minutes of this game will be crucial if they are to take it to the hype stages of the mid game. Yeah,
and it's going to be a very awkward fight, you know, like that's what I'm really looking forward to about this game, is that you have 2 carries which can kind of just ignore each other for the most part. You know, Slark can just disappear into his ultimate, doesn't care about Muerta for that duration, and then Muerta can also just pop her ultimate and ignore Slark for the duration. So it kind of comes a game of surviving on the supports, and of course very, very high skilled and very storied supports on both teams. So yeah, this one's going to be an absolute treat to watch. Let's get into it. Of course, Liquid versus Aster here at the Riyadh Masters. Let's get into game number 1. Both teams taking this one very seriously, T.
Imagine if they just right now decide really stupid to go against your point there.
yeah, like make it just playing pos 5 Muerta. We're like, okay.
Where we haven't clocked it. It's like, oh no.
Oh, can I bring up? I'm not sure. I'm going to do it. There is a really stupid interaction, which could happen. It's not going to happen this game, but oh, hold on, Kaka. Seeing Boxy here. Boxy is in a really bad place, but he has got that blinding light to get them off him, and that will get him to safety. So yeah, there's a really stupid interaction where if you build Ags on Muerta, which you won't do, and shoot with Timbersaur whilst he's got a Chakram out and he returns it, and then you shoot him again and he throws another one out inside his soul form, then a permanent Chakram will appear in the middle lane, and it will do a one-time damage to anything that passes through it. And it's permanent, and it doesn't cost any mana, and it just sits there. So this is kind of like a more just a bug shout-out. You know, maybe we should fix that, but...
Yeah, so the point is, if they waste 4,200 gold, and then get Zai and Mickey to then combo their spells, you can get... Okay, sure.
You can get the middle wave slightly pushed in, yes.
But it's 1 instance of damage, you said?
Yes.
Just a little...
There we go. By, yeah. But it just weirdly it just spawns in the middle of the map, nowhere else.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, it's the same thing with like the Techies blast off. It used to have those issues where depending on if you get like stunned or something during the timing, you would then get shot to the mid lane, right? It's like that is like the center coordinate for if spell doesn't know what to do, yeet it to the mid lane. That's kind of the code for it.
Yeah, the backup. All right, let's get into it. Of course, we've got this middle lane. Very hyped matchup. It is, of course, Nisha versus Sumail. And I'm excited for this one. But up in the top lane is where we have First Blood. Zai actually ends up going down. A little bit too aggressive, trying to get some damage out onto Monet and onto PQ.
Yeah, so this is going to be the lane that is all about how can you survive for Liquid? Like, you pick the Keeper of Light, you have Blinding Light, you got ways to deal with the Slark, but IO Slark, it's so potent, and it's already a good lane into Timbersaw. So this is Liquid sacrificing this top lane. So far, not going too well. Aster, they've got all the punch in the laning phase with this. You see it as well as we look bot. Like, Mickey's under tower, Iron Shell. Like, Insania is trying to do a little bit of bodying, but a lot of pressure being applied everywhere.
Yeah, yeah. And do they have timings to work towards on Liquid, or is this going to be for the first like kind of 3-4 levels where they have to just play survival?
I think for top lane at least, it's relatively level based, because when Kotal has more points in Illuminate, for example, you can now start like skipping the wave, double pushing out together, playing on like pull camps. But before then, it's all on Aster to try and find their window of opportunity, mainly around blinding like cooldown. Like, if it's down, go. If it's up, just bait it out.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. CS wise, 9 and 0 to the start.
So
yeah,
we'll see if they're able to follow up on that.
Want to give it a go?
Yeah, pretty calm actually up in this top lane at the moment. Okay. They got their kill and they're happy about it, I suppose.
Yeah, the other option for Aster is to take that free kill, farm up, let's say, the boots on the Slark, and then you go again, right? So then rather than forcing your hand and going to half HP, just wait for the big timing, because you have that slight advantage. And they are getting brought quite low as well. Like, this isn't... They are... Oof. The shit. Oh god, Boxy's level 3. Okay, he's got 2-point chakra. Alright, that does. Boxy's crushing it, what am I saying?
Yeah, meanwhile in the bottom lane, they just get chased down. This is such a brutal combo. The Undying and the Muerta, you know, you throw down the cooling, you throw down the Tombstone, you can't escape. At the moment, it looks like you're about to escape, you get shot back by the dead shot, so very easy way to set up for kills for them. And of course, no points in Surge just yet, so no way of escaping.
Yeah, no, Yeah, Liquid finding the windows, right? Of course, you go for the 2-point chakra. So I was talking about Illuminate, and that's the worst logic to think, actually, in hindsight, because it's like you're going for the don't play the lane, but of course with Timbersaw, you can just go aggressive, right? So, sure, I like the fact he goes for the 2-point chakra, and you are just muscling up into them. It is going to be a high risk, high reward, because there's scenarios where, like this, where you try to be aggressive and maybe it doesn't work out.
Yep, Zaya's getting low here, but Slarky actually changes target, looking over towards Boxy instead. I mean, doesn't have a leap available, so trying to chase down Zaya there would have been very difficult indeed, and yeah, looks like that's going to be that for the time being. Well, this jump will be available in 5 seconds, and they'll have to keep their distance until then, and you can actually see Zaya salving up. He's got this ring of health, but he's salving up anyway, because he knows that he just needs to be full health in order to survive the initial jump, and then get himself away after.
Yeah, and Pichu, he's got 13-1 charges, so the next time this scuffle comes up...
Oh, okay. There's no mana left on Nisha to keep on chasing him down. They got to get the water runes. He can't let himself get baited in by the water runes, but... Bottom lane. Once again, they're trying with the combo. Yep, Kaka, he's the one in trouble. Mickey's kind of low, but not really low enough. XXS trying to get himself away. Oh, still no points in Surge as well. Goes to the double Iron Shell, of course, but will that get him the kill onto Insania here? He can't catch him. There's too many zombies. Day of the Dead down here as Insania's going to get the kill onto XXS instead. I gotta say, like, you need to have a point of Surge in this lane, man.
So, I mean, he's only level 3. If he was level 4, sure that will occur, but... Just look at the top bars. Everyone on Liquid is so low. Like, everyone is less than 50% HP, and that's exactly what Aster want to do. And of course, top Boxy overstepped his mark a little bit, got hit by the pounce, and then did go down.
Yeah.
At least for Liquid,
they're coming out mid as well. Like, Sumail is actually really buttering up Nisha here.
I mean, Sumail, of course, mid lane, you expect him to do so well, and in matchups like this where he can play on stuns, just annoy the CS pattern, and he's often going to draw ahead against other mid laners, and yeah, so far he is doing that. It's a quite great success.
Indeed, putting on yet another showing. Just fun. So I think we need to take an eye on these cooldowns at bottom, because it does feel like every time they've got this Tombstone cooling combo. Oh, never mind, top lane. Yeah, that's where the action's happening. Zai jumping through the both of them with the Timber Chain to try and get away. Illuminate's coming through as well, but it's not going to be enough to keep Zai alive. They tried to go for some sneaky double welling death stuff there with the chakra magic, but it wasn't quite enough. The sustain is too much from PQ and Monet. Meanwhile, over in the middle lane, oh, that's a haste rune. Yeah, Sumail's just like, alright, peace, I'm out.
He wishes he was playing the Ember there so he could Remnant back, but alas, you don't get the rune, and back you go. And that is going to be the downside of Aster's lineup. Because your IO has to hug the Slark and the lane hasn't been the complete shutout. Again, you can't really expect that to occur at this level. You now don't see the IO rotate to mid, of course. It's not a natural move for him to make as cleanly as other supports. And in doing so, Ember with the Remnant and the positioning of both runes, you're probably going to expect Sumail to be losing out on the rune game for now. And already a very aggressive ward placed by Insania deep into the dire jungle. So you're going to be scouting out all the farming patterns of Aster. When Slark hits 6 and goes to jungle, that probably will get found, but for now, is going to be quite good information for Liquid to use.
My stacking it up on Zai, but being a little bit careful as well, you know. If he pounces in on that one, he's going to do it, and yeah, that's going to be Zai going down.
Oh.
That feels like a tough one for Zai.
He's dead.
He is.
I mean, okay, I will say, fair play to Liquid. They made this lane look at least pretty playable up until the point where they died 2 times.
Yeah, they died minute 1 and then pretty good 5 minutes, and then
it crumbled.
Minute 6, it's gone downhill.
I mean, I expect it from the Slark, right? Like, no one goes, wow, I love playing Timber into Slark. You'd be delusional, but yeah, the Liquid did alright, but no. Yeah. Now, this is the point where Slark is completely independent. As I was mentioning in the draft, as soon as that happens, Io hugs the Leshrac. And now Sumail, sure he doesn't get the runes, but now he's got an Io who is basically a walk-in bottled rune for him, farming up all the stats in the jungle. The efficiency from Aster right now, they have a 2k lead at the 8-minute mark. Slark has nearly 1,000 more gold than Murta, the opposing carry. Liquid need to be careful. One wrong move and Aster's lineup will just kick up the gear. Zai walks back to top lane again and already getting clicked down. You're not allowed up in this lane, mate. This is Slark's territory.
Yep, and if you're not careful, you're going to have Sumail and PQ on you as well. They're hanging around nearby, so got to respect that one. Nisha's actually moving up here, and yeah, immediately sees here. Like, oh, never mind. But Insania and Nisha also looking at Kaka at mid, sending him back as well. A lot of posturing. Of course, the mobility from both these teams is kind of insane, so with the Ember Spirit and the Io, 2 heroes which can move around the map very quickly. Wow, a lot of damage coming out onto both PQ and Sumail. Sumail, I mean, he's not the target. They need to bring down the Io first, but of course he's got the Remnant, the Link to bring himself back. Meanwhile, Ember in the middle of everything. Nisha, he gets caught by a stun! Sumail catches him out, and that's going to be Nisha dead. Big kill, and now Slark jumps in on the sidelines, trying to find Boxy here. Boxy, I don't think he's got a way out of this one. Mone's going to bring him down. Oh dear, what a fight from Aster. Okay. And now they come in to steal his stacks as well.
3k lead, and Monet, he's scamming out the wards as well, so at this point in the game, you don't have a lot of control. Monet's already joining a lot of these early fights, so he's going to be able to just scout out the odd observer ward here and there, and this is what I was mentioning. Liquid, they need to be so careful. It is incredibly easy for Aster to crank up the pace of this game, and oh, was he going to deward that? I thought he just had like a sixth sense of like, oh, there's vision here.
I sense something.
Farewell, Kaka, but you shall die today.
Looks like it, although they're making him work for it. Nisha, ooh, nice dodge this time around. Doesn't get caught by that split up, but still pretty scary. Changes out though, and that'll allow him to get away, but
Another solo kill top. Oh, he has the Echo Saber pre 10 minutes.
Jesus.
But he's an absolute beast. Look at him. He's going to go for Diffusal Blade as well. Like, he is fully getting into the build of I am fighting now, and if you see me, you're going to be dead. And that's why, like, in the draft, you were mentioning how, like, Aster, like, they don't care with their picks, right? And this is the reason why. If you pick Undying Kotl, control isn't your friend, so lock in that Slark. Give him the game he wants. Liquid, they need to try and... Right now, the main goal for them is just to create noise and hope that Mickey can farm up a storm behind them. Like, he is going to be their insurance policy right now. Because Zai, he just doesn't have a game. He's got Midas in his quick buy. I don't know if he's going to lock into that one on the Timbersaw, but this is when you know Liquid are playing for the ultra late game.
yeah, they want to play some Liquid Dota this time around. Falling back to it. They're like, well, they can never break our high ground, so let's just play for the late game.
You can say fine. European Dota, you know, like Tundra, they installed it into us in the old previous TI, and then since then it's the plan B. Then again, also technically, the real innovator was Amar, because before that TI where Tundra won, he was the offlaner that would go Midas on like Razor and stuff, right? But did he not technically create the scaling meta?
But then if we go back to TI1, then Mayhem was kind of greedy, playing the offlane win, so...
Did he not create the greedy meta?
Yeah, but then we go back to Dota 1.
Mickey.
Anyway, Mickey's being jumped. He doesn't actually connect with the pounce. Is that going to make a difference? Mickey, oh, he's got no points in ultimate, so he can't avoid it, but he gets a dead shot off regardless, but it doesn't matter. Lasso is out. Mickey, can they finish the job? The heals are coming through, but it's not enough. They will bring him down. Mickey is gone, but Nisha trying to find some return kills here. He jumps in for the reload, but gets chained up, and that's going to bring them both down. And Sania gets both of these kills, and now they're looking in for more Monet. He doesn't have a Shadow Dance available. They don't have a cancel, but they do have the damage. Down goes Monet. Oh dear. I mean, sure, you get the carry, you get what you came for, but you lose so much immediately afterwards on the side of Aster.
Quite the blunder. Like, that is such a difficult spot to gank into, going from the high ground into that, like, low ground water spot, and then it's so close to the tier 2, so you got the bonus armor as well. Like, Aster, they're trying to force the moment. They have all the items to do it, but they're just not connecting on the spells, and in doing so, Liquid, you know, rainbow TP in and perfect turnaround. That is like the only way Liquid gets to take a fight right now. Like the counter play with Aster not hitting their mark, and they need to be careful for Aster. Like Muerta, she is the one that can get to the point where Leshrac runs in, boom, half HP already. Get out of here. So you need to be careful you don't feed away too many kills to this. Sure, Muerta did die, but execution wasn't the cleanest there from Aster. Will Zai go for this Midas? Let me, no, he's not. Okay, cool. Thank God.
He's changed it up. Just making everyone sweat a little bit, you know? Entertainment.
That's a little bit. Oh. And of course, yes. That's a good point. Zai did get the Slark kill. So that is his Midas. Because he got the Slark kill and he stole the gold from his team, he's like, you know what, boys, I don't need that anymore.
Maybe it was like a negotiation. He was like, give me the next kill, give me the Slark kill.
Or I take Midas. Yeah.
Okay, Zai, I'm sorry. Take it.
You can take it. Yeah. They do like slash roll mid-fight to see who gets the higher number to get the kill.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting from Mickey, though. Like, this build where you don't take Pierce the Veil, you know, it's very greedy. Could have helped them survive there, I'm not sure. But, oh, top lane. That's a lasso coming out onto Zai. And, yeah, good night, sweet prince.
Tapping the Midas again?
For you.
I'm not even going to look about how many wards they expended for this fight bottom. Oh, it's actually a smart strat. They're not expecting the Nisha.
No, I think they're just bringing down Savale here. Let's see, PQ, can he do anything about it? I mean, he's jumping in, he's throwing down a bit of heals, and Nisha, he's getting kind of low in the process here. In comes a wall, but Nisha, he's got the remnants, just get himself back, so they're going to bring down the king and back themselves away. No casualties expended.
As well, you know, Sumo, he's going for quite a aggressive build in nature due to the fact he's going for the Yules, and that allows him to set up onto these heroes, but also he doesn't have, let's say, the Bloodstone at this point in the game, and yeah, Karkos dealing with the 2 Wisdom Runes.
Double Wisdom Rune.
Yeah, it's going to be good there. Like, again, Aster, they are playing the wider map, right? They're looking for constant kills, Sumo does go down, and they're itemizing for the current moment. So that's what Liquid, their read on the game, when they start clicking on these heroes, it's like, Leshrac didn't go Bloodstone, Slark isn't buying super scaling items. Okay, if we just survive, then they should be able to, you know, play it out.
He's trying to turn it around to Monet here, but Monet's just popped the ultimate, keeps slapping away into Zai, but he's going to die for it. Oh dear. Not the play you really want to be making here. I mean, just not really respecting that there's still a tier 1 up, so they can sort of TP heroes in, no problems.
Yeah, Aster just getting a bit carried away, right? The bottom tier 2, not hitting the spells, then Sumo dying mid, Monet making the solo play top, like, yes, you've been aggressive this entire early game. Yes, you've been finding kills, but there'll be a point where your opponent will at least have a little bit more HP to then take the rebuttal to have that TP in. And I don't think Aster are kind of calibrating their aggression as the game continues, right? They're just continuing to try and do the same thing. And Liquid, they're finding the punishment time and time again. And now Smoke Up as well. Like, I honestly didn't expect Liquid to be making a smoke play in the previous like 4 or 5 minutes of play, but Aster, they have given Liquid the confidence to do it with how they've...
Yeah, they really have. And these two deaths in a row for Slark put Mickey in front, and now he's looking to join some fights of his own. Nice dead shot jumping on through, cancelling out Leshrac, and they are just both gone. The damage is not lacking from this team right now. They're going to take down everybody. 3 heroes dead in the blink of an eye on Team Aster. Liquid with a huge invasion into the triangle. Pays off massively.
Poor old Aster. They had everything in their own hand, in the palm of their hand this game. But Liquid, of course, so disciplined. Consistently second place. Maybe this is the time.
Well, now. Oh, in the group.
We are in the
yeah, yeah, okay.
Yeah, there we go. They'll win the group, they'll get it first. There we go.
Top lane, though, Monet does find his kill onto Zai once again. It's been a bit of a trade now.
It's a true love story. This Monet and Zai. He sort of kills, then he gets a return kill, then another kill. And you mentioned it earlier, the Muerta build, but I actually really like the idea of this because I think level 1 Pierce the Veil is very underwhelming. Yes, it's defensive. You know, meanwhile I say that, it might be going down. It doesn't actually have mana to use Pierce the Veil.
Yeah, the Diffusal just took away the mana he needed to cast Pierce the Veil there, so it does end up going down. That's unlucky.
I do like the fact that it's a very farm style. It's like a skirmishy farm style build. It's really cool. And then obviously at 10 you just put 2 points, or at 12, sorry, you put 2 points into your ult. Nisha jumps back out again. No, either team right now, if they fill the window of opportunity, they can just be super aggressive and sweep through the map. But I still feel like I want Aster to be the ones dictating it as 5. Like, I've yet to see the Lesh be with the Slark, with the Darkseid behind. Like, I've not seen the perfect synergy of all 5 heroes hitting that team timing. And they are going to get a glimpse of Timbersaw in the bot lane, so maybe they look to do something. But again, if you look at the minimap, they're spread so wide. The Io's playing with the Slark, not with the Leshrac, so there's no relocate play either.
Yeah, what's your take on this? Like, why have they decided to kind of switch this up for the time being?
So Leshrac doesn't really have kill threat with his current build. Like, if he has a Bloodstone, then it's pumping out a lot of damage over time, right? But because he went for this Yules, Simo's kind of playing the supporting cast member, where he'll be behind the Slark, throwing in the stun, throwing in that Yules control, right? So Slark is the one that needs to get amped up to get the killing blows. The issue is right now, just on the map, they're not really utilizing that go find and hunt, get the kill start play, because Slark is one of the best heroes at running into areas, throw the relocate on top of him, and now suddenly you're breaking the game with your ability to play the map. But now Aster are smoking up again. Leshrac not in the smoke, so maybe the Io goes towards the Leshrac to pick him up, but it's actually from Baron as well.
Here we go. Jump onto the Timbersaw. Once again, it's under a tier 1, so they can TP if they want to, but they don't want to. That's the lost cause. Once again, Zai going down. 7th death of the game, by the way. Leave people to make their own assumptions about what's going on there, but it's a tough Timbersaw game, as mentioned. He's kind of fallen on the sword for his team in this game, that's for sure. The Slark matchup is terrible. They continue to take this tower, and they've got the Yules out onto the Ember Spirit, but the stun won't quite be on the mark from Sumail. You need to get it perfect versus that hero. Meanwhile, they're just killing off the tombstone on the backlines. Insania tried to get a cheeky one down, but they find him. And now the leash onto Nisha. He's in trouble. He needs some help. And then comes the ultimate from Nick. They just blow up the Batrider. They'll be able to take him out, and they'll have to back away on the side of Aster. They don't want to take this fight no more, but the chains are out onto the Darkseer. Insania's on top of him as well. Dead shot to throw him back, and XXS gets his face blown off by Mickey. There's going to be 2 kills coming out from the side of Liquid, and yeah, surprisingly, they're doing pretty great in these long, drawn-out fights, which versus a Slark Leshrac draft is very surprising to me.
Yeah, but also, Aster, they didn't hit the vacuum into Leshrac stun. The Darkseid also didn't have mana for the wall after, so in that key moment, it could have been a completely different story. If you stun up that Muerta, if you hit the wall, Aster could have crushed that fight, but it's a little bit of misexecution once again for Aster. Kind of the theme of the game right now. That's what's keeping Liquid in it, but also Liquid, they're doing a very good job at presenting themselves at each and every opportunity to allow for Aster to make the mistakes, to just at least capitalize on it. And now because of that, they're going to smoke up again. So I feel like it's Aster makes a move, doesn't perfectly connect, Liquid survives, they go, get a kill, and that's how Liquid are just clawing themselves through this game to make sure that Muerta can keep scaling. And of course, she is about to overtake the Slark in net worth.
Yeah, they've been kind of drag racing it out a little bit recently, like each of them kind of edging over the other and then back around again. And yeah, this time they're baiting Zai. They say, okay, we know what they want, okay? Slarks want one thing that's disgusting.
What a boring hero Slark is. Like, he walks up, oh no, I'm so slow. There has to be vision. Boring. I'm a +5 player, of course.
Counter smoke though. Now this is exciting to you.
This is.
They've read the bait, and now they're calling the bluff, I guess. And let's see what they can find. Jump in. Lasso comes out. They're throwing everything onto Zai once again here. They want to try and take him down. Monet committing the whole damn caboodle onto the guy, and they will take him down. Insane is going to be next, and he will also fall. Wall even committed for this one. I mean, it kind of feels like if you throw down Tombstone, I'm going to throw down Wall, and that's the trade they're going to make. But yeah, Aster will get themselves 2 more kills down here, and I mean, a tried and tested strategy. Go and kill Zai.
This is the rush. Yep.
Yeah. Ooh, that's true, actually.
I mean, your daytime, you've just killed 2 heroes. Mainly the Timbersaw, who's a kind of that initial... he's not the initiator, but he'll jump into the fight to give vision on everyone. So then Werther and Ember know where to kind of place their heroes in the fight. And of course, if he dies, yeah, go to Roshan straight away. Now, to be fair, Aster, it was a really nice read, right? You smoke up in, as soon as Slark knows his vision, you disengage, use that secondary smoke to wrap deeper around. It was a really well thought out scenario. And whoa! No! And then Iron's relocating into yoink it! Oh no!
There's more. It's getting worse. Alright,
Okay,
they got the Tormentor.
Did get the shot. They got it. They got it. That's so worth it.
That is 3 heroes so dead. It's fine. Oh my god. I've seen bad torments in my life, but
we didn't see it.
The worst. I was watching the whole thing. I'm not even joking. Werther just popped ulti and just killed them both. It was kind of funny. Nisha's now dead as well. Wow. I mean, this is
what
just...
What the hell?
The spaghetti is out of the fanny pack. It's all over the floor. It's going very, very wrong very, very quickly.
This is great. I love... This is like the raw Dota, you know? This is the before the group stage Dota, where you can see that they've still got some, you know, screws to tighten a little bit before they get to
off,
the big
we're
boys.
In the back alley.
It's just Monet and Zai just doing a little slap competition against each other, you know, just 1 for 1.
Yeah, yeah. Wow, this is this is some dirty Dota at the moment. Mickey kind of baiting in Monet a little bit. I mean, he's got this 4-staff now, the Hurricane Pike, to back away from the guy, and yeah. You know, his ultimate's not one of these games where you can just ulti and do whatever you like. They got a lot of ground target damage, AoE. You've also got the dead shot, which works inside his ulti as well, so there's quite a few things they can throw at him to stop him just running around.
It's like the game where BKB is pretty good.
True, yeah.
Just because, like, Blinding Light is so obnoxious for you. Of course you can Dark Pact it off, but it's like... maybe you don't need it. Maybe you just need status resistance. He's currently thinking about going for the Sanj and Yasha, but we'll see where he does go with the build. I wouldn't be opposed to him just being so strong that he has a BKB and just clicks his way through the game. And Mickey.
Once again, smoking into the smoke. Samel has been seen though. This is a great first target, but they need the damage to bring him down. He's got the BKB, so Samel might just get himself away. Still some heavy clicks coming out, but not quite enough to finish it up. But now Lasso comes out. They managed to find Mickey. It's a big target, but they need to finish the job here, and they can't do it. Ultimate comes out from Mickey. Now he's able to turn around and start getting the damage off. But the Depth Shroud doing so much work in the middle of the fight, but they'll take down Kaka. Mickey's so low, though. His own illusion doing so much damage to him. He's trying to fight up into them, but it's not quite enough. He's going to fall. Monet still healthy and still looking for a target. The next one's going to be Ember Spirit. Ember trying to get away. Nisha on the escape. The Chakra's going to refresh his spells. Monet's so low, but he will claim the kill. Now moves on to Zai. Zai, he's got the Timber Chain, and he's got the Whirling Death available, so he will be able to take the first life away from the Slark, but he's coming back in just a second, and he's going to be looking for more.
Surge him up.
Boxy in
Boxy.
the tree lines. Oh, very cute, but not cute enough,
pounce.
Unfortunately.
Oh, this is so wholesome. They're running around the tree together.
Yeah, but he's still dead. Cute players from Boxy, but unfortunately this Ags just means that, yeah, Monet, he gets as many leaps as he wants. And that was, unfortunately, another pretty bad fight for the side of Liquid, meaning that Aster can now look to pressure this tier 2 in the middle lane.
Yeah, you just saw from the fight breakdown there, Slark, big XP injection there, but Liquid actually getting, a bit late now, sorry I baited you there. Getting a little bit more gold actually from that engagement. The key thing here is, for Liquid,
nice
they just need that BKB on Mickey. Like, the amount of times that we've said this already for Muerta, she is the hero that she needs me on it. She needs this Hurricane Pike. Then you get BKB, and then after that, any damage item you buy feels great. But until you get those 3 items, you're kind of like the awkward, squishy, drow-esque hero. Once you get the BKB, you're in the middle of the fight. You're just A-clicking, spinning around, killing everything, right?
Yeah.
And Aster, they have recalibrated themselves to be able to start punishing this.
Okay,
you're by
this
yourself,
is a dead
boss.
shot, but that calling does do a decent amount of damage and slowing down the attack speed. And yeah, PQ tried to join his Slark and just ended up getting cooked. So that's a nice little trade for Liquid as they strike back a bit. But Aster still looking so damn good, and Sumail is just full of confidence up here in the top lane. Is this too much confidence?
He doesn't have a TP. What's happening?
He does have a BKB, but he's holding off for the time being. He's trying to bait them in for something. I don't know what. Is he just saving his BKB because he knows he's dead?
Pretty much.
Ooh, into the tree line, and down he goes. Sumail gets taken out.
That was wild. I mean, we already know that Monet's playing this game with one mindset, and that's go, go, go. And anyone who follows him is at the risk of death. Fair, we understand that. But unfortunately, yeah, Sumo, again, a little bit of a lapse of judgment, a rare kind of mistake from him where he just kind of throws his body, no TP. You could argue, of course, if he has the TP up, he'll just BKB TP out. Sure, life's good.
Yeah. So he didn't
Aster's
realize
like-
the Tormentor was down. If the Tormentor was up, then Liquid would have inevitably killed themselves on it, so he would have been fine. But
So true.
Yeah,
Mickey would have
unlucky.
just popped his ult and just killed Insania for the memes again.
no Liquid
Liquid
doing
really
to
are
live that
just
one
trying
down
to play
so
on
quickly. That one's not getting left under the rug.
Poor guys.
But yeah, I mean, also on the flip side, they are playing very well into a 7k gold deficit. They're picking up kills and they're making it look very competitive in a game which other teams would definitely just be crumbling at this point.
It's because they have ways to push up waves very cheaply, be it through Kotl. You have the recall as well, your Ember with the Remnants. So you've got a very like global team, and that just means you're defensively positioned. You can always have the numbers. Well, Aster, how many times have we mentioned Slark's by himself? Lestrax are farming. You know, like there's always this kind of disjoint a little bit with Aster. And even here, look,
Yeah.
Aster are initiating, but Liquid already 4 heroes ready to recall in the Timbersaw as well. Like Liquid are always
Holding the
poised
high
for this
ground,
fight.
yeah.
So it's on Aster to take the fight construct correctly, and it's been honestly so 50-50. Like, half the time I'm like, oh my god, this is awesome, and the other time I'm like, what's happening?
Yep.
That volatility is quite interesting to see. And do they have any smokes
Very
available on
entertaining.
Aster? Oh, they do. Thank you for answering my question.
Yep, pop it and go. But one thing we were mentioning
have
earlier,
so
you
many
know,
wards.
Mickey really needs that BKB, so thankfully he is almost at his Silver Edge, which he decided to build instead, so
Oh,
unlucky
okay.
T.
That's alright.
No, I can't.
So they are wrapping around.
Good, but we'll talk about that in a minute as there is some action presumably taking place. Kaka doing a bit of scouting, but once again, Liquid, they're just holding under their ward here. The safety of the high ground, the safety of the ward, dangling Zai a little bit. He has been the sacrificial lamb this game and will continue to be so. Fear out, Pawson back. He did have the Dark Pack going, but in comes a lasso. That'll drag him out of position and make this a much safer kill away from that pesky high ground. He'll take him down. Zai's gone.
Interestingly.
Oh, Isha, he's in pretty deep here. Yeah, let's see if they can actually punish this. I mean, he's got no BKB. Great wall coming out from XXS on the sideline, so they'll take down Boxy Mickey, doing a decent amount of damage, though, forcing them back, but doesn't want to cross through in that wall. You see, he's just completely blocked off. He's going to have to deal with his own illusion now. Will kill that off. But yeah, again, you know, it's a lot of spells committed, but yeah, 2 buybacks from Liquid, and Aster will respect that. Gem on the Slark, sees everything.
Yeah, this gem is just disgusting. Liquid, they put 3 observers in this triangle to try and make some defensive play, but Aster super slow in their engagement. They walk up, deward the first ward, get the timber kill, then they bait a little bit, double buyback, instant disengage, all 5 heroes, 180 spin, boom, straight back to the dire side of the map, and that's kind of what you want to do with this lineup, and it is beautifully executed. Kaka doesn't have the lasso for another 12 seconds, but if he did, whew, it'd be fishing right now.
They'll be looking for another one. This really has been Kaka setting up for, like, you know, when you have these big 5-on-5 stalemates, he's been the one to break it every time. He's that guy at Helm's Deep that fired the first arrow. You just scoop someone away, make it a nice safe kill, and then, yeah, it's a really nice way to take the fights. I'm wondering if there's anything Liquid can do to counter that, though. I mean, they don't have any Lotus Orbs, so that's not really an option.
Yeah, this is the
Not
awkward
much.
state of Liquid, because like their heroes have itemized for themselves, right? Boxy's got the 4 staff, so that's also the enabling items. Solar Crest doesn't help in this scenario. 4 staff, not really. There's no Lotus, there's no Lincolns. Zai bought the pipe. Like, there's nothing to really amp up the you stand here and we'll protect you from their single target spells. And there's also no BKBs, so it's not as if you're going to prevent the VAC really repositioning you as well. So I think overall Liquid, they are in an awkward position of the game where if they play for themselves and they can make the fight very kind of dragged out, they should be fine. But if it's in the heat of the moment, like the lasso back into death, they're not ready. They're not prepared for that. And potentially, this is why Muerta did go for the Silver Edge over the BKB. She knows that the lasso is so, prevalent. So rather than starting the fight going, I'm at the center of it, she'll play in the shadows, in the corner. Lasso's used, boom, now you kind of appear and go for the fight. So that maybe is the reasoning for the two.
Yeah. And also, BKB is false confidence as well. You get that BKB, you're like, I am a god. And then you get Lasso and you're like, I'm not.
Exactly. So again, I'm not too opposed to it. It's just they need to execute on this kind of playstyle. Because the trade-off is, if you have Silver Edge get into the middle of the fight, go to click, but then suddenly now you're vac walled into Leshstan, it's like, there's always going to be the, I wish I had this next item, right? But that's always the case with these types of heroes. With Drow, with Muerta, with Medusa, you always are hoping for your next item to really enter the game with even more confidence. And this next Roshan could be the answer to giving either of these teams confidence. Liquid's ability to bounce back, or Aster to close it out. But Aster, they're the ones who are positioned right now to go for this Roshan. They have everything needed to sweep throughout this game and not care.
Yeah,
this will be an Aegis and a
going to be contesting this one. There's no high ground here they can hug. So
be surprised.
This is what the lull in the action was about, though. Just waiting for Roshan to spawn, not wanting to take any high-risk engagements before that point. And now you can get into the pit, get your Sark and Aegis, make it even more invincible, or maybe give it a Smail if they will fancy it.
I love the quick buys of Liquid. Like, Control's been a key theme of Liquid's ability to fight as well. You've got Hex on Timbersaw, Hex potentially on Ember Spirit. You've got an Ags on Keeper of the Light. Like, three of their heroes are desperately rushing to farm the jungle in the hope to get some type of control into, like, the decisive engagement. And round 2, Liquid, can you do it?
Run!
Run!
Mickey's trying to kill you all again! It nearly happened again, see?
I've never seen a pro team struggle to do Tormentor to this level. Alright.
Here we go. Tormentor goes down. Nice, big win for Liquid.
Yeah.
I mean, taking down the Tormentor there. Last time it took them so much, but this time they take it for free.
Can we artificially add another kill to their top score, please? And now on 20 kills, not 19.
Dude, add another player to the side of Aster. I want to see the Tormentor's health and mana next to Io.
Yeah, these 6-man rosters, I thought we got rid of them last year.
Nice.
Thanks.
So, what do Aster need to break the high ground right now? They've got an Aegis. They've got a lot of items. They've got a bunch of BKBs. They've got a Blink Dagger on the Darkseer. Are they still looking for a pickup outside the base, or...?
Yes, 100%. Their draft is not good at going to high ground cleanly. Like, your Slark doesn't really tickle the towers, or he does tickle the towers, he doesn't beat down the towers. And Leshrac, you can't rely on Edict, especially into Slight Spam plus this Muerta. So for Aster, they need to hope that Liquid leave their base to present the opportunity to get the pick off, and then it's always, we force buyback, and we're kind of that stage of the game. It's death by 1,000 cut style for Aster, and you already see that now with the smoke up. They're looking to get that one kill, because Liquid, even though they're defensively positioned, they still need to send that one hero out to at least get a little bit of the wave. But just look at how Liquid are hugging the far left-hand side of the map. They don't want any of this, because of course the classic thing here is place the ward. Other teams would have fell victim to this. Blink Lasso, drag back death. Suddenly you've lost a Rax or two. But Liquid, very much aware of this potential play, and they are not even in their base. You know what, Aster? You can have it.
Yeah.
It's yours.
I mean,
we'll see you in game 2.
I think that's taking it a bit too far, perhaps, but...
I mean, you got to be careful, though.
Here we go. Immediately, jumping in. The Aghanim is out as well. 2 heroes just dragged back Israel into the jaws of Monet, who is waiting to snapshot around Boxy. They'll take him out. Insane getting low as well, trying to get himself up to the high ground, and does get himself away. Monet does commit the ultimate for this one, though. Muerta still not back in the base, by the way. She is just like, nah, that looked terrible. 2 heroes got lassoed. I'm out. See you later. And, well, another nice vacuum coming through onto the 2 of them. Follow up with the Split Earth as well. That'll take down Zai. And the Spirit in a spot of bother here, but he's still just pumping out these slights, doing a decent amount of damage to Aster, trying to force them out here, but they're showing no signs of leaving, and they can go for bottom if they want to. Monet jumping in again. They've got the silence out onto the Ember Spirit. He could be in trouble. 4 stuff comes out from Mickey, but it's not enough to keep him alive. They'll get the kill on Tanisha and keep it going. And now they're looking for tier 4s. Aster are looking to slam the door shut, and I think they might just be able to. Mickey gonna see what he can do here, but there is absolutely nothing. The Hex is there. Buyback from the Ember Spirit. They'll try and keep Mickey alive, but there comes a BKB. There comes a Fist of Veil. There's nothing to really do damage to him through this right now, but unfortunately, they're just gonna wait it out and then immediately try and kill him when he comes back in, and that will be successful. And now they'll just look to clean up the rest. No buyback available in the Muerta. GG is called, and game number 1 goes to Aster.
What a weird and wonderful game as well for Aster. They were dictating this entire game, be it through its ups and its downs. It was always Aster who were the kind of the culprit, and they finally are able to take the win. But for Liquid, it's they do all this farming, they're delaying, and then this one observer into Ag's Backrider that I didn't catch until it happened. You execute 2 supports and game's over. So yeah, Aster showing us raw aggression this time around in their playstyle. Not the cleanest of aggression, but still, they kept to the script. They didn't stop doing that playstyle, and eventually it did beat down Liquid, which is a rare thing to say.
Absolutely, yeah. And, we've seen, we pick up the king as we have to. Samel, an excellent mid player, did do very well in the middle lane, but honestly, this is the Monet show, and it was yesterday as well. He had some really great games yesterday. Today, proven to be on the same level of performance. 19-2 this game, right? 19-2. Nobody else on his team had more than 3 kills.
A couple of his deaths though were some of his deaths were kind of wild, but no, he was leading the entire game. Like, he was commanding his team to go for fights, and that was maybe where the ups and downs were occurring, because Monet had one mindset, which was I am the Slark, there is no control, follow me. And then of course they were causing some rifts, but it was refreshing to see this level of aggression coming from Aster. Of course, I think we're seeing here on our screen as well with Kaka, he was the sleeper MVP in this game. Like if you look at the scoreboard, you give it to Slark, right? But when you think about Batride and what he achieved, it was always isolate the Timbersaw, isolate this big core, get this quick kill. He picks up at the Ags at the final minute, throws down the Observer, and yeah, I just feel like the smoke movements and the little mini comebacks Aster had to make was always based around Batrider's positioning, his smoke, the ward, everything was, I don't know. It was a really fun game to watch.
He was breaking the defenses of Liquid, right? I feel like
exactly,
that's the number one thing.
Yeah, 100%. But it again, it's just the graph is up, it's down, it was left, it was right. It found a new whole axes to go on, but we'll see if Liquid can to find some muscle up into this next game. Yeah. Also, it's like a rare game where you don't really see Mickey as well. Like, he finishes the game 2, 5, and 13. Like, often we're talking his scorelines being double-digit kills, barely a couple deaths to his name. So they just were never really able to get this Muerta into a fighting position due to that Aster kind of beat down on the map.
Yeah, it always felt like the Muerta just needed one more item, just to be a little bit further ahead in this game, which he never was. Partly due to a couple of good ganks from Aster, and partly due to just kind of the way Meke chose to play it. He just needed to find one good fight to get himself into the game. If he did, who knows? It would have been a completely different game, I reckon. I think we would have seen an entirely different story coming out from Liquid. But as it stands, Aster didn't give them the chance. They played very, very cleanly, and now they stand a chance of topping out the groups here if they're able to get the 2-0 over Liquid. But of course, we'll have to wait until game number 2 to find out about that, and that'll be coming up after this short break.
Progress is a race that has no end. After every finish line, another challenge awaits. How can we continue to push innovation in a sport at the forefront of technology? This is how. Discover how Aramco and the Aston Martin Formula One team aim to meet Formula One's sustainable fuel targets. Aramco, powered by How.
الحياة لحن، ولأننا جزء من مقطوعة عظيمة تحركنا، تلمسنا، تصنع من لحظاتنا ذكريات بديعة. لأن الوجبة، التجربة، المغامرة يعطيك بعد جديد في ليلة الرياض.
All new Honor Magic 5 Pro. Freeze even fleeting emotions in just milliseconds. Take marvelous night shots with lightning-fast exposure. The display reveals more details in bright areas with an astonishingly long battery life that just keeps going. The latest flagship chipset brings you exceptional performance. Unleash the power of magic. Honor Magic 5 Pro.
To stand still, if I had a say where I'd run to, where I would lay, if time bent to my will, if I could decide where I should remain, where I would hide. Sure as the sun, come rain or shine, I know where I belong. Sure as the
Hello, you beautiful people, and welcome back. It is, of course, the Riyadh Masters 2023, where we are in the play-ins, but we're heading into the playoffs, the play-ins, but that's later on. Right now, we've got the last series of the groups, or second last series of the groups, and of course, this one is Team Aster versus Team Liquid. Both these teams are currently confirmed to be top 2 positions in this group, meaning they will qualify for the group stage. Okay, so there's no chance of them getting eliminated right now, but both these teams are playing pretty hard for the glory of first place, and Aster were the first ones to get a win under their belt in game number 1. They did so in a pretty tidy fashion, T.
Yeah, so what happens if they draw this? Because then technically they're on the exact same thing. Do they have it doesn't matter. It means
I
literally
imagine
nothing.
we start looking down the list at things like game time and such for
All right.
what metrics we
Just
can
for
use.
the
It's
pride,
just for seeding, and it's seeding for a group stage, which is round robin anyway, so it literally just determines
Focus
game
on the
order.
important things. But imagine if you bomb out in the next stage, you can at least say that you came first in this stage, right?
Exactly. Yeah, you can.
Yeah,
huff
I mean,
that
one
code.
team drew against Entity, one team drew against TSM, so it's which one's got more weight to it? Again, it really doesn't matter. Of course, the winner of this, again, Leroy mentioned it, they're both through, right? So they are just kind of playing for public scrims, I guess is a nice way of wording it. Just showing us a little bit more information before they enter the next phase.
Yeah, and pride and glory of first place in the you get to tweet that. You get to put that little tweet going first place in play-in, smile face, good start, something like that. You know,
Sure, I mean,
that's the dream.
but it's a cheap tweet.
Yep, that's it. That's what everyone's here for.
Okay, what's the change up going to be in this game at least? So Aster in the previous game was first pick, and this time around Liquid will be the first pick team. So we'll see the slight variations there. Liquid so far in this tournament have been first picking Io, Timbersaw,
Damn,
and that's
entirely
about it.
different bands this time around. Actually, completely different. We got Snapfire and Timber banned out by Liquid. Meanwhile, Aster get rid of the Undying and the Io. So yeah, respect being shown from each team as well. Aster says, "Oh, your Undying is pretty nasty. We're gonna get rid of that dude." And yeah, actually, Liquid respecting
Not
nothing
opposed to
of
it.
Aster's. They just banned their own hero. Our Timber was so good. Damn, quick picks.
Brood, oh my god, what's this rapid Pudge?
What the hell?
All right. I'm
All right.
down.
We're getting spicy.
So my guess is Brood has now transitioned to being from the offlaner to the mid to the carry, right? And Pudge has always been the hero that's good against anyone that creates summons, be it illusions or kind of Zui-esque heroes because of the Ags. You naturally can get quite tanky. You can go Crimson Ags and all this type of stuff. So I'll be excited to see where it goes. Also, this Enigma has been kind of the 5 position hero. We've been seeing it played by Solo, by even Seb's played it in the 4 position to some degree. So it's been kind of bouncing around the roles, but I could see this being a really janky lane, some Enigma Pudge potentially. Pudge just hits creeps, Enigma just farms the small camps behind him. Yeah, it could be a thing. I have no idea how good it is against Brood.
Yeah. But I do I kind of agree with what you said about the Pudge pick. Flesh Heap's also very cool.
So I'm checking the pro tracker stats of Pudge versus Broodmother. And it is very much Brood favored. The issue is, that's probably an abundance of Pudge support. So it's actually kind of hard to factor in the Pudge carry game. So that's, you know what? That's a redundant stat. I
Okay.
retract what I've said.
You go and manually do the research on that one then, and I'll take
I'm
us
not
through
going
the
for
draft.
132 games now, I'm sorry. Actually, no, it's not. It's 312, but Christ.
You better get going then. You might be done when we're halfway through the game at this pace.
Just get a eureka moment. I'm I found it. It's good. But no, of course.
I mean, I imagine
again,
Flesh Heap
Pudge-
against all those little spiderlings is going to be pretty cool, but then again, Brood doesn't really go for the carries anyway. Brood is a nasty little spider who tries to pick off the weak heroes on the side.
Yeah, again, so let's give context to Broodmother carry at least. Being the universal hero, you like to go for Manta, Harpoon, you go for Nullifier, and you're always playing on the run around the edge of the fight, grab a guy, kill them. You can easily jump into the middle of the fight if you have to, and you have that insatiable hunger to keep yourself, topped up. So the argument could be Broodmother who wants to be playing on her lifesteal and her right clicks. If you throw some big BKB piercing stuns, be it Dismember, even Black Hole, she isn't going to be as effective during that duration. Like when hunger is down, her effectiveness is like, you can clearly feel the lack of impact, right?
Yeah.
So that could be the argument, is just survive that timing, and then as long as you pick 3 heroes that have plenty of cheap damage, then the matchup would be good, right? And just trying to double check what happened to Pudge. He's not been touched since 7.33, and in 7.33 it was, if you want to really go back, it was like the rock got reduced by a little bit in regards to damage. His Dismember cast range did get increased, but channel time did go down. So it's like he wasn't too crazily nerfed or changed since the last time we saw him as a carry Pudge.
Yeah.
So yeah, nothing too crazy. I was just double checking to see if there was anything really left field, and yep, Liquid really are just going, let's just have fun with this next draft, because they are going Pudge, techies as well. We're gonna see the old hook into some mines, maybe, hopefully. That was the old days of
back
the
in the
combo.
day. It's very gross.
Yeah, I'm not analyzing this draft anymore. I'm just gonna say what the heroes do and see what happens.
Kind of, I mean, because Liquid can't get first place. They can only tie for first place now because it's best of 2. So do they just not care now?
Pride is gone. Yeah.
They're just like, we can't get first. There's no point. Let's go punch Techie's Meepo. Aster, you got to respond to this. You can't be the lame guys that go for like some super try hard sweaty brood draft into this. You gotta.
But the sad thing is, I look at these heroes, and it's like, I'm not too put off by them, right? Just because of Aster. Like, you got this brood, and it's like, we already spoke about the Pudge being a pretty cool thing. The support's like, I'm not, even though Liquid are clearly a little bit more loose in their draft, it's not like the worst draft. It's not as if they're really random every pick, but I'm not going to sit here and try and entertain the niche values of each hero, because I don't think they're also applying the same amount of immense logic.
Oh my god, Aster. they want their first place. They want their first point.
They do. I mean, it's a good Bloodseeker game. Like, you've got AoE now in regards to the clock can be annoying. The Bloodseeker, of course, with Blood Right. Mjolnir picked up on the Bloodseeker, Ags as well. So this Bloodseeker will relatively have a very good time. Very high pace style hero. So yeah, Aster, boring. Liquid, fun.
Yeah,
Well,
Liquid.
maybe Sumel's the X
cool,
factor here.
Aster lame.
There we go. Maybe Sumel's got like the pocket pick to give this draft some, vibrant nature. But also the Bloodseeker pick does show that the Brood most likely is going to be offlane.
Yeah. I mean, it's XXS, right? Like, Broodmother and Legion Commander are the 2 heroes which he's probably played
Give
most.
me the
in
mid
battle.
shaker. That's what I want.
Oh, yeah, that would be fun.
Give me a
That'd
mid
be fun.
Earth shaker for Aster. Like, that'll give me some like levels to the enjoyment of this game.
Yeah,
like,
and it's still
Liquid-
sweaty enough. It's still a good pick.
Yeah,
But also fun. Yeah, I'm here for it.
exactly. Like some high range Black Hole councils as well, so Brood can like go tank them, you fissure them, then you have the Ags to get to the Meepo. Like, that sounds fun. So Aster, have some fun.
No.
Because Liquid, they're having fun in spades right now.
Yeah. But the thing is, like, the dream's no longer alive for Liquid. They can't take first place. They can only tie for first place. And they don't care about tying for first place. They can't tweet that. They can't play tied for first place in groups. That's just cope.
It's true.
Yeah. So.
Or
Yeah,
maybe they're
Aster.
breaking the curse, because I believe at Bali they came first in the group, second in the tournament. Maybe if they come second in the group, they get first in the tournament. So maybe their psychologist has come to the room and said, guys, we're in this predicament where we can now actively get second without, repercussions. This is our moment. And he's now drafting, and Blitz got kicked out of the room. That could be the scenario that's unfolding right now here. Even the Warlock ban, like a
What?
casual Warlock.
Yeah.
Fatal bonds.
Damn. Someone else just like, my hero. They got it. God
Oh no, my mid Warlock was banned.
To be fair, it'd be sick.
No,
You run in with like, you do. Here's a build. You do Fatal Bonds, then you get Radiance, you
Yep.
get Blink, and then you blink in Fatal Bonds, and then Upheaval, and then Radiance just kills everyone, and they can't get away from
Yeah,
it.
Bloodseeker plus Warlock does sound kind of fun. Like, just the amount of just
Yeah.
stuff thrown around. I think for Aster though, they have 2 kind of big picks, which is like Pango or Earthshaker. They're the 2 that come to mind. Pre-BKB, Shaker will do a lot of work against Enigma, but also you deal with the Meepo, or at least you control him. And then the Pangolier, of course, you can buy Basher, you can swash annoy the Enigma, and then you buy Ags to constantly just AoE tick down the Meepo. So I think there's two kind of clear paths for Aster to close out their draft and be relatively not boring, but at least drafting for the win, which again I'm here for. I'm fine with that. But for Liquid, they got one more pick to make this even quirkier than possible. Also, it would have been impossible due to the height distribution. They went from Enigma, slightly shorter with Pudge, slightly shorter to Techies. Then they picked up around my height, which is the Meepo, and then they went back for another tall hero. So they are going for the Wi-Fi draft, but the final bar is in the wrong position. If Mars was in the first slot, that would have been beautiful. But they go for an OD, which... sure.
Disgusting.
Good save, single target save, but not the fun AoE control that we expected, but of course the AoE damage that still exists, but not as fun as I was hoping for.
No, but you know, we'll take it. And oh, okay, it's actually going to be a Mickey Mars, by the way. So the carry Mars coming out for Team Liquid, and Boxy will be on the Pudge, Zai Enigma, and Nisha on the Meepo. So yeah, carry Mars. There's going to be some like some damage into an Ags with like these little soldiers, which kind of like stab around you in like kind of semicircles. Is that the idea here?
I think so. We carry Mars into Brood. Of course, with Rebuke, you go phase boots. You just always clear out the spiders, so it's a very good laning answer in that regard. I'd like to see him probably go for like, say, the Deso Satanic kind of realm, overwhelming blink, and it's just make your presence known with the fact that you will always arena contain people, plus kill them off with physical damage, rather than, of course, in other roles, you just set other people up to do the damage. I think the Ags is more of like a way down the line option. I wouldn't expect that to be in his primary toolkit, but yeah, Liquid, they've got quite a fun draft here. I think Zai, he had quite a rough game in the last one, and in this one at least, he's playing Enigma into a Rubik, into a hook shot, with some potential saves from OD as well. Like, it's not going to be the easiest game, but yeah, Liquid coming in with a fun draft. Can they execute on it? Who knows? And Aster, they really just want to get that clean 2-0 and move on to the next phase of the tournament.
Yeah, you know, they've got the king. They need to be at the top. That is the deal here. Let's see if they can pull it off as we get started with game number 2 of Aster versus Liquid here at the Riyadh Masters. I'm very excited for this one. I think this is going to be quite the romp. Or it might just be Aster smashing them because they've got the much sweatier draft. But we shall see.
I'm really impressed.
Yeah, I'm just going to triple check and make sure that we haven't seen any previous Liquid drafts where it's like they have done... Okay, they haven't. Just to really make sure that this isn't some S-tier Liquid strategy, but...
Zai said, I'm going mid on the Enigma. Samel said, no.
No.
Zai said, okay.
Imagine if it was that simple. You could just request and it's like, denied. It's like, we're going to tri-lane. Wrong. It's like, oh, we're not going to tri-lane anymore. Sorry.
The respect. And when Samel says no, you listen.
Yeah. I'm going to win TI. Oh, sorry, Samel.
Smoke
Yes,
wrap
sir.
around. They found Zai. Oh, but he dodges
is
the blood
mid.
grenade. Huge. He's in a bit of trouble here, though. They will connect with the blood. Right blood grenade comes down, but by huge. Also pretty low as well. Oh, the right click. They're going to find him, but Zai gets first blooded. Pichu will be the first one to die in Aster, but not before getting first blood onto Zai in the process.
I mean, it's honestly Zai's fault. He all chatted it. Like, he literally said where he was.
Oh, it's juicy from Boxy. Do they have to follow up damage, though, is the question. He's going to Astral try and get himself into the modicum of safety, but Mixe is just going to get in and take him down, and Samael, he's going to fall. A spear to the back of the head will do the job, and that'll be another kill going the way of Liquid.
Ooh, there it is. All right.
Yeah, it's
Liquid
tips as
just
well.
cringe. Ooh.
He's accusing cringe. He's Twitch chat
This is
now.
on it. Alright, who's more cringe though, Sumo, huh? Your team for drafting like this, or Liquid for getting a kill or two?
that is-
Alright, you know. Get off your pedestal,
Those
mate.
in
Come on.
glass houses, Samael.
Yeah,
You're playing OD into this draft, and you're calling someone else cringe. I'm going for it. But it's going to be Mickey mid on the Mars.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. So, I kind of expected just to put the Mars mid. I guess the issue here is if you put Meepo mid into the OD, OD will just punish you in regards to like early imprisons the CS advantage. So you're never going to shut him down. With a Mars mid, maybe there's like some... I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But I think I'd have preferred to see the Mars into the top lane. But if Nisha can find the farm, then equally can be as disruptive, right? Double poof net, Plus a Techie's quite a lot of kill combo. This is not fun for Boxy though.
Yeah,
get a
trading
peek.
with the clockwork is it's pretty painful. Battery assault do be a spell.
Always the fun of clockwork against any hero that you can get on top of. As long as you've got the regen to keep yourself going there, it's super disruptive. And yeah, this top lane, I think you need to be slightly careful in the early levels for Aster, because if Liquid get level advantage, they throw a net plus double bomb blast off type of situation, then
Pichu being pretty aggressive
It's
here.
dangerous.
If they have the hook, oh my
The hook!
goodness, how does he land that? That was like round the
Boxy, mate.
creeps. My
he's
goodness.
a good lad. He's going to hit all the hooks.
All right, two for two, and some pretty impressive hooks coming out as well. These aren't easy. These aren't freebies. There's no stun setup. Just freeballing it. Beautiful. 2 hooks, 2 hits, 2 kills. Meanwhile, in the middle lane, Mickey is enjoying his time being constantly sucked into an astral imprisonment. Very, very fun, but he's actually doing all right. In fact, he's doing better than all right. He's actually kind of outlaning Smell a little bit to the early stages here.
Yeah, he's doing really nicely on the CS, and they are trying to go aggressive on XSS top. He's getting relatively low. No points in the hunger right now, so he can't turn around and lifesteal. And yeah, this is where Liquid's laning setup is going to enable them to find more opportunities, right? The easy setup of the Meepo top, and then plus Nikke doing so well in mid lane with the early CSs and deny that. Yeah, slowly pulling ahead. And another hook onto Pichu into the bot lane. No points in cogs yet, so he can't just push him back, but still able to run it off.
Yeah, when that Maledict runs out, they don't really have any ability to keep him in place. If Boxy tries to slow him down with the rot, he's just going to take a battery assault to the face. And with the rot damage as well, it's just going to be a lot of health wasted for no real gain.
I'm really intrigued to know like how the Liquid support staff right now are watching this game. Because you know how after every draft, they all go to the player room, they watch it very intensely. Like, are they watching this game like, oh
my goodness.
timing's perfect.
Another one
Another
on
hook.
to Monet.
Of course.
Yeah, I think they're just watching Boxy and probably having a little cheer every time he lands one of these fat hooks.
Yeah, maybe we just keep the camera on Boxy for a little bit, just you know.
Yeah, get a little
This man's popping off.
ham on the bottom right.
In before he dies when we start looking.
He's okay, he's okay. In fact, they might even get the kill here. Yes, they will.
Another
Pichu
hook,
down.
another hook.
Here we go. Oh, Monet's got too much speed.
Oh,
They're too low. He's able to outmaneuver it with relative ease here. And yeah,
our fault for watching. That's the issue.
maybe he doesn't. He's not a performer. He doesn't like it when people watch.
I know. Okay, let's look away.
Unfortunate job.
He'll hit a hook when we go back. Yeah, it's all good.
Meanwhile, in the top lane, haven't really talked about this one so much, but Nisha and Insania chilling out against Success and Kaka. Of course, we did see the death on the Brood, which is a little bit surprising to me, honestly, but that's the power of the techies. Very strong hero in lane. Oh, bottom lane again. The action does not stop down here, my god. I mean, they're just going to tank up that Blood Right together. It's a pretty annoying combo, the Blood Right plus the Rocket Flare. Now they've added that little slow onto the Rocket Flare. Quite obnoxious.
It's a really nice addition.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Hey, the hook landed.
Maybe he was going for the flag bearer.
Hook
I mean,
landed.
it technically landed, but Meepo in the top lane,
Ooh.
Insatiable Hunger is now available, and that's when Brood can really just take over some of these lanes.
Yeah,
You
Insania's
kinda
heading
go
to
on
the
him and he just
trees
turns it
against the
around.
Brood. That is unfortunate. He's probably just going to get run down here, trying to get a bit of damage out on Kaka in the process, but cannot do so. I mean, even if you don't head for the trees, you're dead regardless, so at least force him to use the web charge. All that matters. One of the annoying things about Brood is that she just never runs out of web charges anymore. With these two talents, it's actually ridiculous, like how many webs you get.
Yeah. A very global hero as well. Like the way that you can move around the map. Like before, it's like, oh, I've used my web's bottom, I can't now go top. But now you can relatively easily reposition around the map, and Meepo is going to go again, but can just poof out with ease.
Yes, sir. He's gone.
He just loses like a third of his HP in a matter of seconds if he overplays his hand.
Once again, another
Wrap
jump in the
around
bottom
Zai.
lane, and this time they are going to be able to bring down Zai. Pichu, once he gets on top of you, you're just in so much trouble. Blood Right. Plus
For Liquid
control.
though, their lanes kind of fall off when Aster get more levels, right? Like Bloodseeker, Clockwork, lane dominating heroes, same thing. Like Broodmother with more points in Hunger, or even just having just getting to her level 6 takes over games. And For Liquid, the heroes kind of play backwards, right? Meepo wants to go to jungle. Clockwork's now going to chase down this Meepo again. You can't push when you're battery assaulted.
No, you cannot. He's in so much trouble. No one's coming to help him out either. Out. He's got one more net on the main Meepo, but just kind of stops and dies. Wanting to get it over with quickly, I guess.
The first vision as well is going to prevent him from juking, but
yeah.
This is the concern for Liquid. If they don't pull ahead in lanes, which their draft shouldn't really do, most of their heroes look to go to the jungle, or at least farm. Whilst Mars is the only hero in the game that actually wants to do things. So for Liquid, Pudge, Techies, Mars, they need to control this exit of laning phase. Otherwise, yeah, Aster are going to
It's
potentially
a great
run
point,
away
but
with
the
it.
moment you go Pudge Techies Mars, I'm just like, you gotta remember the kind of game we're in here.
Yeah, I know.
All right, I want to see some big plays coming out from Mickey. You know, he's doing well in the
Wait,
middle
Wisdom
lane,
Rune.
holding his own. He's fallen like 1 CS behind, which he's about to
Will
catch up.
Boxy hook it?
Ooh.
Oh,
Oh, a little bit too late, but he's under the tower. If he gets a kill here, it's definitely worthwhile, but might be tricky to run him down, especially with these cogs available. PG's going to pull him off, TP out, and no hook available, so Boxy will be
Nice.
left with nothing.
double wisdom then, go in the way of Aster. I was about to say extreme because I saw Kaka. I was like, oh, no, it's Aster.
Yeah, sometimes it catches
Kind
you
of
off
funny that
guard
he's still
with the,
tagged up as XG actually.
tag. Yeah. Guess because he's on loan or something. I just stuff works.
I mean, it's just because his official player name is still not updated, right? So. Oh, tried to hit an arena.
Oh. Yeah. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Smart kind of just
And
chilling.
then we're all chat from Sumo though. He has just toned down the cringes per minute.
Yeah, he has, but they can easily get the hook out here. But actually, Zany was thinking of going in. A bit of a symphony of spells there coming out from Liquid. The hook into spear into blast off. Not quite working out. But hey ho. They're looking at Monet here. Zai, he's got a black hole. He's going to throw it down. That's going to allow enough space for Mickey to come on over here. And with the damage from the techies, they will be able to get the kill. Very important pick off there. That was previously the richest hero in the game. And they've just killed him off.
Yeah, nice moves there from Liquid. I'm mentioning the fact that they need to play on the damage of Mars, Techies, etc. And if you have a black hole available, go to his lane, get the kill, and make those wider moves. And unfortunately for Nisha, he tries to get a little bit of fun, but these supports, they are just hugging each other on the side of Aster. They are going from play to play, pressuring mid, moving top.
Yeah. And I
Make
feel
as many
like
kills as they can.
if you're a carry player there, then maybe like you kind of read that one because when the supports aren't showing to help out the blood seeker at the bottom, the mirror movement is very likely. Or maybe just thought he was safe behind the tier 1, I don't really know, but either way.
I mean, playing Meepo in this current patch is even harder than ever, right? Because of the twin gates, not only do you need to think about the positioning of your enemy heroes whilst microing your Meepos, you also need to think about they can twin gate to me, make this quick move, and then go back bottom. So in the old days, you see one hero bottom, you've got like a 60-second window where they need to run across the map, right? So I'd say the difficulty Meepo has probably gone up a lot due to just the global presence on most heroes now.
Yeah,
Not
I
giving
suppose
any
when you have multiple
excuses,
units to
but
think of.
yeah,
Either
just
way.
trying to maybe give an easy out here for Nisha.
Yeah, I mean it's also 6-6 in this game. They're considering the draft. They're doing pretty fine. I mean, maybe it's not as much of a meme draft as I was thinking. See funny heroes.
No, it is a meme draft.
Okay,
it's funny.
good.
It's a funny one.
Funny heroes.
I think
are enjoyable.
the reason why I'm going to happily say it's a meme draft is because they picked Meepo allowing for 2 counter picks, right? And most teams drafting Meepo pick it when they can only their response is 1. Because like if you only have 1 hero to deal with Meepo, you're good, right?
Yeah.
So the fact they picked it so openly, I'm gonna hit it with a side of they're having some fun.
Mickey's got the shield rune, so he doesn't give a damn right now, but in comes a save from Sumail. It's going to save him from the blast off, and Milan instead is just going to die. Mickey taking so much damage here, trying to get the TP away. Will be able to do so. He is out of danger. And the arena goes towards nothing. They just get the 1 kill onto the techies, though, and Liquid make a full escape.
This is the power of the OD here. As long as you're in position, you throw out that Imprison, you're going to prevent the techies damage. Pudge can't do anything with his Dismember. Like, it's a really good counter-aggressive spell.
Oh, Zai trying to finish the job. He can't quite do it. That's so sad.
One more
Oh, he
kill.
can.
He did.
Where did that even come from?
One Eidolon. Just the Eidolon click. A single Eidolon at 47 damage was the killing blow. And another hook from Boxy. But he's not level 6, the double wisdom that he didn't get,
Oh no.
preventing his ability to get the kill.
Really missing that R button right now. That is unfortunate. And all that stems from those earlier movements being made by Pichu to steal the wisdom. Knowing how important it was for a Pudge as well. But now, on the smoke up, just going to keep trying to play. Not going to sit around mid lane waiting for a level 6. No, no, no. We are action
Get
gamers
the
here.
kill. Yeah. Not really finding anything though. And like meanwhile, with all these like up and down movements from Liquid going from their own side of the map, not really going into Radiant's side, just going from top to bottom of Dire. Sumo is now 6.2k net worth. Midas about to complete Blink Dagger. I think it's coming out in his career now.
Yeah.
So
My lord.
everything we've been mentioning about Liquid's aggression being so focused
job,
on a
Patrick.
single hero, Sumo is just going to break that. As long as he's not the one getting jumped, I'd be surprised if anyone dies to the initiation of Liquid now. Of course, if Sumo's not in position, they can die, but he's itemized to deal with that. And XSS, he himself is like, I'm not going to die to this cheap damage. He's going for a straight BKB
Yeah.
on this Broodmother.
Uh-oh. Insania thought he could get a
no,
couple of mines
Insania,
down,
yeah.
but instead, he's just going to get put down himself. They're claiming ownership of this jungle. Where there are webs, there shall be death. Insania finds out. Yeah.
And Brood, of course, pretty good against techies, right? So you just send up the spiderlings, tank the mines for you, and
Yeah. But I think it takes like a couple of mines for them to die as well because of their magic resist, right?
yeah, you can at least get through a couple.
Kind of crazy.
Just micro one either way. It's just send one. Oh, whoopsie!
Yeah.
You get so many, it's so easy to shift tab through them.
Yep.
Liquid,
Well,
another smoke from them. They are trying to do something to get into this game. Of course, every move they make, it's in the hope that Nisha and his Meepo is farming behind. He has the Atos complete. Of course, stats are the key for a Meepo.
Yep. If you haven't seen any Meepo players recently, then this is the normal build now. Good
Oh, the
stats on that
smoke.
item.
23 HP. Good
Mickey,
lad.
and they go. Beautiful arena coming down onto 2 here, catching out both the Rubik and the Broodmother. Karkar surviving for a surprisingly long time. He's actually stolen the Mars passive, and that's going to keep him alive for a bit, but does eventually go down. He's actually dying on the sidelines here. Mickey could be in some trouble as Mone's trying to chase him down. Atos out onto the Brood. Mickey left alone to fight up versus Monet, but Monet's got way too much damage to rip through that Mars and get that kill. And now with Samael blinking in from the sidelines as well. Going to eat up one of the Meepos, and Nisha has to do it with just the singular Meepo, and actually he's going to bail from this one. TP out of the main, Poof on the other, gets him to safety. Nice micro coming out from him. And, well, that's going to pull the plug on that operation, but Liquid do lose 3.
Also, bot lane. Zai, he killed off the Clockwork once. He respawns, comes back, and he's going to go for round 2.
Yep, alright. This is,
Is he gonna get it?
Yep.
Is he gonna get
Oh, the stolen black! Wait, it missed. Okay. It's fine, it's fine. You didn't steal anything. Don't worry about it. How did he even... it's fine. Patrick, stop.
Let's blame it on Quickcast. No. Cinematic again. Let's really look into the Rubik's eyes.
Yeah.
Kaka, you missed this black hole. You just joined the team, boss. If you miss another black hole, you're out. Okay, moving on. So yeah, unfortunate Rubik unable to hit the black hole there. Don't think it'd really net to much, but either way. Calibrating hole.
I think he was trying to big brain it, right? He
Drag him
really
into
didn't have the
tower
damage to kill
range,
Zai.
right?
Yeah, drag him
Yeah,
under
yeah.
tower, and then that gives
Yeah.
the tower. Uh-oh. Arena
I read
into a
that.
BKB. That's not ideal. Mickey will moonwalk away from this one, though.
So, Broodmother showing off the BKB, but also Zai in bot. So he killed the Clockwork. When the previous fight occurred, he Tumbler-toyed to break the smoke, got the kill. Clock TP's back in, gets another kill, right? And now Zai gets to join the team, and I feel like every time we have a moment of breathing, Liquid's just smoking up again. And how many arenas have we seen? How many times have we seen them try and go for the fight? But they don't have arena. They don't have black hole. This is purely throwing bodies into the fact that Brood doesn't have BKB, and it's optimistic, and
Oh, Mickey.
It's not paying
Oh,
off.
Mickey. Ouch. That hurts. They have got a decent amount of damage coming through onto the Bloodseeker, but of course that Astral is going to be there. And that one will hurt. Nisha Trying to
Where's the
find his way into
damage?
the fight. Oh, the stolen hook from Karkat drags back one of the Meepos. You got to get him to safety. The other two coming in, though, looking for the damage, and now the hook straight back from Boxy as well. Insania, he's taking some heavy hits. Mono's going to fly into the fight, and XXS will claim that kill. And now Mono looking for more. Boxy up on the high ground, though, goes in with the dismember, and with the Meepos there as well, they'll be able to take him down with a boost. Down goes Mono, takes a step too far. Liquid going for another hook, misses this one. Karkat, he's got his own available in 3 seconds. I'll be honest, this fight is all just a canvas for these hooks to be painted upon.
All right, we're playing Podge Wars right now. We've got a little mini game loaded into this
Hell
one.
yeah.
I mean, Kako, of course, he misses the black hole. It's like, no, I'm gonna hit the hooks though, and he's gonna hit another one.
Oh, from downtown, catches out Mika, going for the rune.
You're back on the
Yeah,
squad,
redemption.
Kako. Yeah,
Redemption. That's my boy. You're back in the team. Congratulations.
Dude, it truly is a volatile game. Thank God we don't have substitutes like other MOBA, where you can get, the boot after one game. Either way,
Oh, quick shot in onto Zai. He's gone. My goodness. I mean, even a BKB committed for that one. Not sure that was necessary, but okay, they get the kill. Who knows who was behind him?
the thing in this game is, throughout all the rough and tumble, when you have one team who's got the quirkier heroes, they need it to be a more kind of constant game. Where Aster, they don't care, because they know they're going to scale to being a good lineup in the late game. Whilst Liquid, it's like, the time spent, like, is your Enigma scaling? He went for a Solar Crest and a Pipe. So he's not going for like a Blink BKB, because of course Rubik's in the game, Fox in the game. And then, like, you look at your Mars, he's only got a Blink, so he's not even a Desolator physical damage style Mars. The Liquid aren't really scaling that well on their heroes, and Aster are currently crushing all the fights with Aegis, so the win
None
rate
of that
probably
matters.
is... It don't know, because Liquid are having fun, and I'm here for it.
And they've got Mega Meepo. That's
Soon.
right.
Once
Coming
the
out on
courier
the courier.
connects.
It's on the courier.
I know, I'm just saying, like, right now he does.
Really
For all the Spotify radio listeners, all the pure fans out there, they're the ones who are unaware. You've misinformed them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's if it's on the courier, then it counts.
There we go, and thank you.
Hooray! Now he
Shout
has
out
Mega
Spotify.
Meepo. I'm
At minute
ready for this.
18. There we go.
What happens if you Mega Meepo whilst one of your Meepos is Astral?
I believe it drags them in.
Oh,
Because wasn't that the thing with Rupture? Again, my Meepo Ags interactions are not the strongest. I don't see the hero too often, but I believe
Yeah.
that's the whole quirk of the Ags, is your ability to just drag your Meepos away from kind of sticky situations.
Indeed, indeed. One interesting interaction is going to be when Mono picks up this shard, though. If he just runs into the fight and attacks the Mega Meepo, he's going to, like, heal to full every time he right-clicks him. Because he steals a percentage-based amount of HP, so...
Yeah, it's
It'll be
gonna
like
good.
1,000 HP per right-click. Nice. Yeah, a little bit of a lull in the action here is they're kind of just working towards a couple of defensive items on Aster, making the game a little
XSS
easier. They have
by
this
himself?
Aegis. Oh, he's feeling it. But is he feeling it too much? That is a question.
Liquid aren't feeling like fighting because they're unaware of the position of Aster, of course. No one's showing on lane, so
Yeah.
what could have potentially been a free kill, Sumo,
Aegis up on Sumo,
Bloodseeker. Yeah. So they're farming so defensively and on the Radiant side that Liquid can't capitalize on that. Yeah. Good communication there on Aster to at least understand where to go. Realistically, Brood shouldn't be there, but it doesn't matter. Pichu's now in.
Yeah, there it is. There come the cogs. Oh, the hook comes out though onto Pichu, bringing him back under the tower. They will probably finish the job here onto the techies, but can they get the return kill? Doesn't look like it. Full staff is there from Smell from the high ground. A rare situation where a mid laner uses. Oh, how did that hook miss?
It's bug cosmetic. You got to look for the grey part of the hook, not the green part of the hook.
It's also up the high ground, which makes it weird as well. When it changes lanes,
What's as weird is
that's a lot of
just
damage onto Mickey.
winning.
Rupture's out, and he's now in a bit of trouble. And with Samel committing the damage as well, they will get the kill. But Monet, can he fight up his Anisha here? Looks like he can. Mega Meepo is out, but again, it doesn't seem to be doing that much work as the Astrals there. Actually, just break the Mega
Breaks it.
Meepo? Oh, that's
Okay.
terrible.
Yeah, it's
He's dead,
horrendous.
That is a horrific interaction. Unlucky, I guess. Samale might be in a bit of trouble here as the bomb's about to explode. Oh, he's going to be able to heal up through it, though. And now a hook shot from downtown coming out from Pichu. Not enough to finish off Insania, but Samale runs on through and will be able to finish the job. It's an ultra kill for Samale. survives through it all and does get the kill.
Oh. And the friendly tip as well. Sumo not opting to go for an aggressive tip against some of his former teammates. Doing plenty of damage there. 7,000, 1,500 gold as well to boot. This lad has crushed the game
Now,
with his farming
I'm
patterns.
gonna watch
and,
the stream a second, which is on delay, and see how this. Yeah. Oh my god. Okay. So if
Just
you
in prison,
Astral
yeah.
the Mega Meepo, it just breaks.
Yeah, okay. I remember there were being interactions where you can break the Mega Meepo. I just couldn't remember which spells did it, and yeah, okay, this is it.
Well, that's awkward. He's just spent 4,200 gold on an item, which is hard countered by one W
One
on a
spell,
12-second
yeah.
cooldown.
Well, I mean, Liquid, they are showing us one of the best drafts to bring into the Riyadh Masters, and unfortunately, it's not working out. Should we try and sell this as like Liquid's S tier strategy or what? Like if someone just tuned
yeah,
in,
let's
they're like,
just lie to people.
okay, sure, let's do that. So yeah, Liquid, they've been advertising that they're scrimming these heroes, this formation for so long, and this was
Yeah,
what
if
they
you
were
watch their
expecting to
TUD
win TI
games-
with. Yeah,
Nisha has just played Meepo pretty much for 100 games straight. You know, Boxy's just played Pudge 100 games straight.
I'm gonna quick
Together
double
as
check
well
that.
in party ranks.
Yeah, they only
unranked,
play party
actually.
queues. They actually 5-stack this exact strategy.
Yeah, they just 5-stack EU unranked games. It's very unfun. They just beat legends with this strat every day, so they're very well trained. But Aster proven they are more than that. They are worthy competitors. 11k gold up. Oh, we got the nice front to back scoreline, 2-1-1-2.
I'm gonna join Twitch chat.
And 22-22 on the clock as well. It's all symmetrical. I love it. Nisha, oh, he's taking some heavy hits from Samael here. Mega Meepo once again. I think that was a bit of science being done by Liquid there. They weren't quite sure about the case. They just tested it onto Samael there, and they do indeed figure out that Astral just completely annihilates them. And Zai, he's going to get 3 slapped by Samael. Samael's just kind of invincible at the moment. I think everybody on Aster's kind of invincible.
What's
at the
stopping
moment.
Aster? Like, they got nothing to their name. Like, look at the court, look at the net worth. It's just a healthy amount of Aster. They're even diving this tier 1. You know, let's go back, let's take it. Hex soon complete.
Okay, but maybe you get BKB on Meepo, and then you can Mega Meepo in peace. Then what? Huh?
All I'm saying is, I just taught Twitch chat that casters can alt tab during a cast. Players can't, but casters can. Congratulations. Quite the revelation, guys.
It's actually in our contract that we can't. You lose all your pay if you do that.
I will do that for the love of Twitch chat.
That's how much it means. to
Please
talk to
don't.
them.
This is probably contractually binding somewhere. And when I put my invoice in, they'll be like, oh, well,
They'll
you
just
said
clip
that one
and
line.
Be like, well,
Yeah.
you said.
Well, sorry. Your dollary dues are now gone. They're ours.
Nick's gay holding steady over the sun front side. He
So I'm trying to
doesn't
think-
feel like a tanky guy though. You use his bulwark and then Odie just says nah, and cuts through it
I
regardless.
feel like for Liquid at least, like the magical timing for them will be if they can isolate this OD. Sumo has done so much work. Even like Pichu on the clock has done so much work just disrupting the formation of Liquid. Like that might be the hopeful comeback. But as you see here, Liquid is throwing out right connection on anything, and Aster.
Boxy eats a Mars bar in the middle of that fight. Very nice. Now, jumping forward onto Kaka. Rubik's going to fall as well. There you go. A couple of kills going the way of Liquid. Do they have still a bit of life in them? I mean, maybe. Probably not enough to win the game, but they can at least get some kills and have some fun.
A couple kills for them. Oh, the Hex. Oh no.
Owie. Oh no, now the Hurricane Pike as well. One more click.
He's
will
not
do the
playing the
job.
game. No, man.
There you go.
He's the coach of Tundra. Don't know why you're bringing up Aoi.
Damn it. Blink in, blink out. Isha trying to catch some out. Some out. He got quick hands. X out. Landing it, but once again, just eating him up. Boxy doing a pretty good job of saving his teammates, honestly.
Ooh, okay, so Sumo is going for a hyper-aggressive build, right? He's going for this Moonshard. Like, there is a world where you get, let's say... I mean, I'm trying to look for the aggressive item for Liquid to jump the OD, right? But there's no blinks on anyone. Meepo does, but there's no Hex after. Like, maybe if the Nisha gets Hex on the Meepo, you get a blink on the Pudge. Hope the Clockwork's not in position to turn around, like, all in the OD. The issue was there's so many layers right now. Brood right clicks. Bloodseeker's super OP in this type of long drawn out fight. So it's quite the comeback of a scenario. I think the win rate probably is like 95% to Aster. I'd be surprised if it was any less. We can load it up in a second. 73?
Yo,
Oh my.
dude, Gaben's a pudge enjoyer.
He's either a
enjoys
pudge
believing in this
enjoyer
boy.
or black hole enjoyer or something.
Yeah.
But
All of the above.
I wouldn't go with 73%. Like, this feels quite dire.
Well, they've got a blink dagger on Zai now. The big comeback starts here. We haven't really seen the poggy woggy black holes yet, but it's
No, we
coming
haven't.
now. There is a couple of cancels. You do have a hook shot, and you do have spell steal, and you also have like a lot of stuns and everyone else. But who cares about that? We've got something more important than that, and that is a dream, T-Governor.
Oh, we dream as well. We believe in the moment, and Liquid, they've been dreaming to win a major, to win a tournament for nearly a year. Keep dreaming. They will.
I mean, again, this match means nothing, so...
Yeah, to give context, again,
It's
if you
all
just
gravy.
tuned in, this is your first entry to the Riyadh Masters today. Both of these teams are locked in at top 2 of the group stage. Both of them just go straight to the next group stage where you play another round robin. So it doesn't matter if you're first or second. There's no seeding game, nothing. It simply is. Maybe you play up against... Maybe there is like a slight seeding, like you play against Tundra instead of Gaming or something along those lines, but...
Yeah, but only as
In
like
regards
the
to
first
group
game,
stage,
'cause
it's like
a round
so
robin
whimsical.
anyway, so...
Yeah, it's so whimsical, it doesn't mean
Also-
much to these teams, yeah.
Look at Pichu and look at... Oh, Samael. Is he actually going to commit to it? They've been baiting this... Yeah, they're baiting the twin gate whilst Insania is sitting on the other side with a bunch of bombs there. And they've just been doing this for like... about 2 minutes now. Just triggering the twin gate, untriggering the twin gate. While waiting for a chance to spawn. But now he knows. Now Insania knows they're taking Roche because they've stopped using the twin gate. What can he do with this
Do you think
information?
someone's going to TP through and forget? I could see Pichu using the twin gate here, forgetting and just dying. That's a fun storyline.
Not gonna do it.
Not gonna do it. So disciplined.
Yeah, that really is the height of discipline in Dota 2.
Okay, so of course Mars has the BKB. He's had that. Not used it yet, but had it for some time. Pudge soon to be Blink. Like, Liquid are getting to the point where they'll have multiple forms of initiation. The key thing is, can they survive this Aegis window and then take the fight after? If they fight into this Aegis, disaster will strike. But if they can somehow find a way to keep this game going for another 5 minutes, there will be one shot to get back into this game. And Aster, their job is to try and not give it to them. End the game in the next 5 minutes. Again, it's going to be a very marginal chance, but I'm here for that moment. I'm here for the super cool spells.
Yeah, no. That big moment could always happen, but again, Aster are just playing it so damn disciplined. Like, they're like, we don't need to go high ground. Let's get more money. Let's invest in ourselves, in our futures.
I think this is their last game of the day, right? Because once you win, you don't have to play the play-ins, and group stage, of course, starts
No.
tomorrow. Or not even tomorrow,
So
right?
you go, it's not the play-ins. This is the play-ins. It's a play-in playoffs.
Yeah, I understand. So they, so they don't have to play the play-in playoffs, and the group stage is days after. So yeah, this is maybe they're just savoring the day of Dota. It's like, we played so much yesterday. We just want to enjoy this one, but
You just don't want it to
That's-
end. You just want to keep
Yeah.
playing this game forever.
of course, going high ground is always a bit awkward for Aster. You can send up your spiderlings, but any moment where you get a hook or a spear back, there's a lot of repositioning with Liquid's lineup, and
Whoa, Samel, very
Ooh.
aggressive. Just testing the waters a little bit, you know? And, yeah, there come those spiders to blow up some bombs.
this is
Not going to do a
like
whole lot.
Aster have
I'll be
all the
honest.
tools to deal with the defensive capabilities of Liquid. The rocket flare for vision, the spiders to eat through the mines, but they don't have the hero to just stand their ground and go, this tower is mine. You're so far behind, we take your base, right? And it will cause this awkward stalemate. And we'll see how long it lasts. Again, in the last game, one pick of Aster won the game, right? So at any minute, Liquid, if they lose that hero, the same could unfold in this game. I can't emphasize how important it is for Liquid to try and survive through this Aegis, and then hope to find that opportunities thereafter. And look how defensive they're playing. Boxy, Mars, mate, you're a bit out of position. Boom, hook.
Yeah.
Remember, eat him up, get him out.
Get back in there. Get back into that fountain. I didn't give you permission to leave. Only Nisha's able to leave the fountain. He's got
you
this
can also
like
see
nice
that-
little creep corridor he can farm down. It's not much,
look at-
but you know.
It's enough, honestly, at this stage. And look at the setup, though, in Liquid's base. They got the double sentry on both the spots. In the last game, the observer for the Batrider jump was the reason why Aster broke the game and just finished it, right? This time around, Liquid, they are fully fortified, adjusted to how Aster closed out a game that they were leading. So Liquid, they're not backing down. It's been a quirky game. They've clearly had a little bit more of a relaxed thought process in both draft and initial play. But now when the game gets tough, they're closing it up again, and maybe they can find that Liquid magic to get that fight, but still it's... Aster just hitting all the creeps, hitting all the farms. Zai gets a Wisdom Rune, blinks out. Ooh, and dies.
Oh no. That's worth it. Wisdom Rune obtained. Victory had. Jesus. Samel. He's not even he's reaching maximum capacity. He's got the swift blink now, so yeah. He's got some attack speed going on, I'll say that much.
So aggressive. So aggressive, but also so fragile, right? Like one silence,
Yep.
one stun, he can go down. And of course his whole toolkit is based around Clockwork giving him the vision or Broom over spiders. So when he Hurricane pikes, he can then just disengage a little bit and just click from a distance, always having vision to get those secured hits in. But now Aster getting the confidence to go high ground, trying to close out this game.
Oh wow.
Meepo
Yeah,
has the
I mean-
Hex though. Keep that into consideration. And Aegis is out in 36 seconds.
Oh, but guess who else has a Hex? Samel does. He tries to blow up Boxy straight off the bat, does do so. No buyback available on the Pudge either, but they'll come around the sidelines and kill off XXS. But Nisha, his Meepo's in trouble. Mega Meepo's out, immediately disassembled by the Astral, and down he goes. That is so unfortunate to watch time and time again. Zai getting run down by Monet. He's going to be the one taken down next. It doesn't look like Liquid really have much left in the tank. Buybacks are coming. Samel is low, but they can't seem to finish him off. And even if they can, he's got an Aegis for another 10 seconds. I mean, maybe there's a chance they can catch him with his pants down with his Aegis timing out, but I don't think so. Way too disciplined for that for Aster. They see the buybacks, they back themselves away, they'll wait for the next Aegis, I would imagine, or maybe they just jump in and try and finish the game when this Aegis regeneration kicks in. Either one
Liquid.
works. 40 seconds on the Meepo. He's got no buyback either, T.
Yeah, a matter of seconds, honestly. What is like 35, 40 seconds, Aegis expiring when Aster jumped in. Liquid, of course, need to take the fight in that moment, but yeah, Aster playing around that timing quite nicely.
They tried to drag it out with the Meepo, but oh, here comes the slaps. But once again, Boxy is there to gobble people up, and we'll eat that Mars. Delicious. All right. One barrack
Oh, Rubik
taken.
got Dismember.
Just do that 6 more times,
Nice.
and the game will be over.
Rubik's got Dismember and about to complete BKB.
Oh no.
That is kind of filthy. Like, Kaka, he's had a pretty good series. This game won 220. The previous game, putting in an absolute, clinic on the Batrider. Liquid, they're smoked
Kaka's
up.
been a
They're
beast.
ready. They want to make the play. They got the blink daggers, the hexes. They got everything.
Let's go.
This is the moment.
Yeah, let's see Monet BKB.
Run away, run away,
immediately.
run
He's quick
away.
on the fingers, and in comes the rupture out onto Zai. Zai taking so much damage. No black hole today. Buyback immediately coming out from him, though. In comes the arena. They're trying to focus everything they've got onto the Bloodseed, but he's taking no damage. And Mega Meepo is getting torn apart by XXS. Now inside the Mega Meepo will come out, but look at how much damage Monet does to it regardless, and the Astral's there to break it regardless. Down goes the Meepo. Down goes Boxy. Down goes Insania. Monet just playing whack-a-mole in this fight. Running around,
Redemption!
slapping these heroes down, and the stolen black hole. This time it will land, and the GGs will come out, and there is your victor. Beautiful stuff from Patrick our Observer to end the game there as Aster take the victory. Liquid, they were having some fun with it there. They were throwing a bit of caution to the wind with this game, but still a very entertaining series nonetheless, and that puts Aster at the top.
Yeah, I think the main takeaway here is, at least from Aster, is they have a clear sense of what they want to achieve both in draft and play. They are, I think, moving in the right direction towards cleaning up their kind of ideas to be able to progress further in tournaments. Of course, at the Barley Major, did well in groups, but then kind of fell out of the playoffs. This time around, maybe the script can change for them. They are looking very polished, and of course, this second game, you can't really read too much into it, because I feel like Liquid, having a little bit of a relaxed nature in regards to draft, they understand the situation after the first game. So yeah, for Aster, every day they're going to keep doing like the same thing. They're not going to break and get relaxed. So yeah. we'll see how it goes for both teams. Again, they are both going towards the next stage. They are both entering the group stage, finishing top 2. Aster first, Liquid second.
Yep, absolutely. Neither of these teams will be getting eliminated. We'll be seeing them play through that entire group stage, which is very exciting to see, because I think both of these teams have proven that they can be big threats to any of the teams at this event, you know? And we don't need to say that for Liquid, right? Like, they already proved that. They came second, yet another major. So we know they're a team to be reckoned with. Aster, not quite the same performance at Bar. You know, they did get knocked down twice, but they're ready to go. They're ready to make up for that. And they have been looking clean, to be fair. They've been looking very clean through these play-ins.
Yeah. And we'll see how it shapes up in the next phase, but that's it. The group's done, at least in that regard. Not much else to say, of course. Yeah. We obviously have TSM, Entity, VP, and Execration, who are all the invites for the best of the rest that will be kind of fighting it out. They're also the teams that didn't attend the previous major. So in regards to this kind of trajectory for this group, the 2 teams that went to the previous major go through. The other teams who didn't get to major, they didn't go through, right? So I guess the natural shift or distribution of the teams wasn't anything too crazy. No major upsets. The real question will be who can win in that playoff phase later today and obviously tomorrow to get the next couple teams from Group A to go through. But yeah, Aster Liquid looking good. And I don't think if you're a Liquid fan, you'll be seeing the Pudge, Techies, Enigma, Mars, and Meepo draft coming to your screens anytime soon, unless they're already in the same position they are in today in the next group stage. So you can be rest assured that they probably aren't whipping out this killer strategy again.
Yeah. I think this it's been tested. The testing has been done. Yeah. Also, if we ever see a Meepo again, please ban out the OD, because that was just. That was just a silly interaction. But yeah, that's going to do it for Liquid versus Aster. Aster do take the win and take their spot in the top space of this group, which means we'll now move on to the other group, Group B, where things are a little bit closer, actually. This time, the teams are still undecided. Anybody can still land anywhere except Beast Coast, who are locked in down in the fortunate playoff position. So they're still going to be playing up against Quest as our next series of the day. Quest, if they take the win here, then they will be confirming themselves as the other team joining the groups. There's also a chance they could be joining the groups regardless if Nine Pandas and Extreme don't get their wins, then they will be confirmed. If either of those teams lose their next series, then they'll be confirmed to the group stage anyway. So yeah, still plenty to play for Quest here. They just want to win this one and get it done and dusted, and not really worry about tiebreakers or play-ins or anything like that. So no, that's gonna do it. Any closing remarks to you, Governor?
No, Group A is done, mate. Just let's go to Group B. Closing remarks will be for after Group B concludes.
All right, sounds like a plan. All right, guys, stick with us over here if you want to catch Beast Coast versus Quest. Otherwise, head over to the other streams and check out all the other action going on here at the Riyadh Masters. But we're going to take a short break, after which we shall be back with some Group B action. We'll see you very soon.